tax resolution law firm, the Bryson Law Firm. Results may vary. LSBA filing number LA2316155.
Majestic Metals is located in Sorrento with over 60 years experience in the pre-engineered metal building industry. Majestic Metals is the leading metal roofing manufacturer with high-quality products, superior customer service, and a fast turnaround. We offer both commercial and residential roofing, including a standing seam panel in a variety of colors with a 40-year paint warranty. A metal roof can add value to your home and is energy efficient. Call Majestic Metals at 225-675-3800 and talk to our knowledgeable sales staff for all your commercial and residential needs. Visit us on the web at majesticmetalsinc.com.
At Custom Colors Body and Paint, we're excited to have Will Rapp and Ian McKnight on our team. They're continuing the tradition of exceptional service that Billy Rapp and Pete McKnight began back in 1987. Custom Colors, located in the Industrial Plex off Seagan.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Why do billion-dollar insurance companies regularly delay and deny valid claims? Because that's how they got to be billion-dollar insurance companies. If you've been injured, I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7969.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21-12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 7 a.m. here on Wednesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 77 in hour one of today's show. We'll recap LSU Baseball and Softball's dominant wins last night, and we'll talk about a big free agent signing for the New Orleans Saints. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number one of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Oh, good morning, Louisiana. I hope everybody's having a great morning here on this Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. March 12th, a day which means a lot to me because it is Isaiah Ryder's birthday. It also happens to be my little brother's birthday. So, Bo, if you're out there listening, happy birthday, brother. Have a great one. Good luck in the can. He's grinding for little small sliders up in St. Louis nowadays. Kicking ass, and I'm proud of you, and I love you. Happy birthday, brother. What's going on, though, guys? Going to be a great Wednesday show for you today, though. If I didn't believe that, I would say that anyway. So you can't really trust me now, can you? No. But what can you trust? Your own ingestion of the show. So the only way you're going to figure out whether or not I'm being honest about today being a good show is listening to all 3 hours. You can also go youtube.com/1045ESPN, where you can hang out, chat, Value Forward YouTube chat, all that good stuff. It's very fun. All of our old friends there. I will welcome in Jake in a second. He is getting his mic set up. We realized as we started the show, he didn't have a microphone. Turns out that is one of the kind of main pieces of equipment.
You kind of need
when it comes to doing radio. There he is. Wakey, Eggs and Jakey. How we doing today?
Doing well. You know, they always talk about everyone listens in like 10 to 12-minute intervals of like any kind of radio show. I don't know. I think a morning show is a little different. Especially
look, we got a lot of homies on YouTube that hang out the whole time.
Especially like if you live in a city with the traffic of a Baton Rouge, you're not getting out of carpool in 12 minutes. You got to listen. Certainly at the start of the show. We got you for like 28 minutes.
I know. I feel like I know some traffic, like doing carpool and stuff, but I feel like for most of my professional career, I've kind of dodged it, given the times that we were on the road. But nowadays, I drop the kids off a carpool, and then I've been having to immediately turn around at like 4 o'clock and head back down here to get the Office of the Rome show. And so I am learning now what many of you deal with every single day. And if we can be some part of alleviating that, that will be our continued goal, to make you laugh, make you have fun. And and if you ever do want to be one of the real sickos that's in there all 3 hours. Again, we got a lot of homies in the YouTube. Like, literally, I feel like these are, like, all my best friends that I hang out with every day. The YouTube chat basically feels like Cheers, even though I've never really seen Cheers. But I do know the idea of Cheers, right? The bar where everybody knows your name. Yeah. It's your warm, cozy spot that you go that's comfortable every single day. And it makes me very happy to see all these familiar names in there every single day. Alondra, what's up, girl? How we doing today?
What up? Doing well.
So you talking that ish on Puxatani on Twitter yesterday, feeling yourself.
I mean, it
got
felt
the blog
great.
Going. It did feel incredible.
It felt amazing.
Taking borderline thirsty selfies, talking trash on Phil. What's going on? How we doing today?
Doing great. I feel good. Also, PSA.
Mm-hmm.
So we live like in this era where like everybody has like stuff out in their house on like, like flags, politics, like, they have stuff on their house that
people are wearing their allegiances on their sleeve.
Allegiances on their sleeve.
Yes.
And, my neighbors happen to be people that do that as well.
Yeah.
And just a PSA, PISA. I don't care like what you like. I don't care, right? But don't like come up to our house and start talking to us and calling us traitors. Like somebody came up to us and was like, "You're a traitor," and we're like, "All right, bro." I've never gone up to somebody's house that had signs that I didn't agree with out in it and like started going off on them. So like everybody just mind your business and we'll be good. Like you don't have to agree with everybody all the time, and that's fine. Don't like come to my house unprovoked and start calling us traitors.
You gotta stop flying
with like
the
a
Texas
9-year-old
flag,
outside.
Alondra.
I know.
I mean, what are we doing?
Look, you
said you would stop.
I hesitate to say this because all the kind of centrist, why can't we talk to each other anymore talk is so tired.
Why can't we?
And old. I mean, no, exactly. But that's the thing. But it is true. Like the second you allow your entire identity to be defined by that, and you can no longer even hang out with a person who feels differently, well, then you've probably crossed your own
or like why do you
line.
feel the need to like unprovoked go up to somebody's house?
That's what I'm saying.
Wild.
Some people, it becomes so wrapped up in everything that they are that
I guess so.
They feel like a literal conviction.
Yeah.
And I've felt that in the past.
Yeah.
When I was a bit less apathetic, a bit less cynical, a bit more full of hope, I felt that in the past as well. So I mean, I get there, I've been there, but I'll be damned if I'm not ground down to just an absolute nub of just accepting that just a freaking not even a drop of water in the tides.
Yeah.
I mean nothing.
And, like obviously I have strong opinions. You literally call me Magalondra, but like I don't care enough to like go up to somebody's house and be like, "Oh, take that down." Like what?
No, dude. Like, I would say that our views do not align in the slightest. And sometimes we debate them here off air and have fun with that, but it's not like, but we still love each other, hang out. So yeah.
I'm not going to stop talking to you.
Yeah, exactly. It
doesn't bother me.
But your opinions are trash, Magalandra. Let's be clear about that. Taylor Teal, what's going on, baby? How we doing? If you
He
don't
is wearing blue right now.
I know. If you don't know why I'm calling him Taylor Teal, I got a little sneak peek from my robot son of a T-Bot tweet coming later that will explain the joke a bit further, and probably a joke that should only be really explained in the third hour of the show. Speaking of listening to all 3 hours. Tay, what's up, dude?
What's going on? So, you and I had this conversation before the show. I actually honestly did not know what Bonnie Blue looked like her actual appearance. I told you I had heard an audio clip of her on a podcast, but it wasn't any video associated. It's I knew
shocking that how chronically online you are, that you never ran across it a TikTok.
That's what I'm saying. I'm only really on TikTok, so I guess it just never popped up in my algorithm. But I will admit, we look similar. You made that joke, and you were like, Taylor, this isn't even a Photoshop picture. That's what she actually looked like. I'm like, okay, let me pull her up.
Don't look dissimilar.
We could be relatives.
You could be siblings.
Yeah. We do look somewhat similar. So that was an interesting way to get the day started. I guess we're all moving in slow motion because I literally didn't set Jake's mic up. And the funniest thing about it is we were actually all in here 5 minutes before the show, just chit-chatting.
Yeah.
Nobody realized.
Look, don't put that move slow on me. I feel great. Back in the flow after Disney. Evolve Wet Check Wednesday already in the books. I got an MRI lined up to try to stop this ever-deepening pain in my shoulder. I'm pretty excited for this hump day.
Can I address this question? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's so we keep getting questions about Spotify.
So
we keep getting questions about Spotify. We got taken off of Spotify due to copyright issues, but we did come up with a solution to not get copyrighted again. And we're trying to get back on Spotify, so just be a little patient. You can find it on everything else though. You can find it on Apple Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, Apple. Yeah, Apple
you can find it on YouTube. You can find it on our website. You can listen on demand on 1045ESPN.com. So yeah, we are off of Spotify right now, but we're trying to get back on.
I wonder. This is not a conversation that needs to happen on air, but I wonder why we ignored some of the warnings that we got.
There's a reasoning behind it.
Okay.
I can tell you the story.
Okay, good. You can fill me in a bit later.
Yeah.
Noogie says,
they weren't ignored though.
Noogie says, going up to someone's house and screaming at them is definitely the move to bring them over to your side. Yeah, true.
That's why they lost.
I think that's one of the things that's also just led to my cynicism is nobody changes their mind about anything.
Yeah.
We're all stuck in all of our algorithmic bubbles where all we do is have all of our opinions reinforced by evidence. And I'm using evidence in air quotes because it's just evidence that agrees with stuff that you want to hear. And so nobody's mind is getting changed. It doesn't matter, dude. Just treat people nice, Just be kind to
minding
people.
your business is so easy.
I mean, to be fair, yes, it is easy to not go over and yell at your neighbor about Trump or
Well,
Biden
it wasn't
or
even
whatever.
like a neighbor. It was just somebody
I don't get any political stuff in my algorithm right now, and this conversation is going to screw me. My phone's going to hear y'all talking, and y'all going to mess me up.
Wait a minute. This was not somebody in your neighborhood. This was somebody driving by.
Oh, that's even worse.
Conviction.
Just imagine how unhinged that you're just cruising, right? You got the pretty trees on a Laundry Street hanging over the road. It's a nice drive, and you're just so enraged at a sign or a flag or whatever, you feel the need to get out. That's a problem.
I don't disagree.
Look, from someone who almost had a bad case of road rage last night, mine was justified. This one was not.
How do you not quantify? How do you define almost had a bad case
there
of road
wasn't
rage?
Anybody to yell at.
So what happened?
So this was not my fault. This was whoever decides to work on the roads in our state of Louisiana. They just do a phenomenal job of shutting down the interstate to one lane at 8 o'clock at night. Who in the hell decided to do that?
I mean, nobody's on the road at 8 o'clock at night. It makes sense. You got to work through the middle of the night.
I sat in traffic for 30 minutes So I beg to differ.
I was definitely on the road at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, dead stopped. I was on the road. And also, here's the worst part. Do you know what the only vehicle on the road was? The damn dude putting out the orange cones. There was no construction. There was not a single construction truck.
Well, they were setting up.
I go down that road all the time, though. There's nothing that needs fixing. They're not fixing anything. Why are you setting up cones? And you go from 3 lanes down to 1 at 8 o'clock at night? I don't know. Maybe do that at, I don't know, midnight when like nobody's on the road. There's a thought. It's just an idea. Just throwing that one out there.
So you were tiffed. You were miffed at the, not at a singular person, but just at the idea that you would choose to do this construction at that time.
Why would you do that? Also, it caused a wreck. Do want to point that out. It caused a wreck because people are trying to change lanes at last minute because they're idiots and somebody hit somebody else from behind. Then they had to pull over and I'm like, cool, I hope putting out the orange cones and sitting one cop car there to block things off was worth it. Hope that was worth it.
I had a similar moment recently where I was trying to rush home. I had to get to an event with my it was a dance. It was after Rouse's on a Friday. We had the daddy-daughter dance. I really wanted to be home by X time because I wanted to take her out to eat before we went to the dance. And I've never seen anything like this. I should have filmed it, but instead all I did was lean my head out the window and repeatedly yell, "What in the F are y'all doing?"
That's what I wanted to do.
Are y'all dumb? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. They had a home on a flatbed, on a big 18-wheeler flatbed.
Yeah.
And they're going down Perkins, right there at Perkins-Segan, where there's a bunch of trees crowding this 2-lane road. Yeah. The flatbed is extended outside of both lanes, and they have 5 or 6 workers on top of the house as it's moving with chainsaws cutting down branches so the tree can get through. And it's 5 p.m. on a Friday. Yeah. It was unbelievable.
I would have lost my mind.
I ended up taking the minivan off-roading on a sidewalk through some trees to get into a parking lot that connected to my neighborhood to get in.
Yeah.
And as I was going by them, I just repeatedly telling them, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen! What the hell are you doing?" And of course, a lot of like FUs and stuff thrown in there as well. Poor guys, because everybody's yelling at them. Everybody's yelling at them. And I'm like, these guys can't do anything about it. I mean,
they could have chose a different route.
I mean, I'm talking about the boots on the ground. I'm not talking about whoever made the high-level decisions. I'm talking about the poor guys, boots on the ground, who are sitting on top of a moving home, having to actively cut down branches to clear a path for this house. It was just a bad idea that they got caught in the middle of. Poor guys.
Speaking of all of that, while we're on the topic, yesterday in the roundabout at Walker, an 18-wheeler going too fast, turned over, shut it down for 4 hours.
It was carrying trash, too.
Oh, and that sucks, too, because roundabouts are such wonderful solutions to traffic normally, but I've never That's what I'm going to say. I've never thought about like an accident happening in a roundabout. You're cooked.
Because the 18-wheeler turned over, blocks both lanes. Like, you should have to write a public apology to every person that had to sit there for 4 hours because you were a moron.
Why did
moron?
He was really going fast.
Yeah. So that's the problem, right?
To flip an 18-wheeler in a roundabout's not a fast thing.
No, you're supposed to go slow.
It keeps traffic moving, but yeah, it's like generally everybody gets down to an acceptable speed and you kind of work with each other. It's like a ballet of sorts. This guy was coming in there just Vinny Diesel, swinging and slanging.
I saw one happen one time, and like the driver gets out and he's like, I don't know what happened. I'm like, you know what? You're right. My vehicle randomly flips over twice a week, dude. I feel you. Like it's just one of those things we can't prevent. Clearly, it wasn't your fault.
Oh man. Anyway, be nice to your fellow neighbor, guys. Mm-hmm. All right, coming up next,
or your person you're driving by their house,
right?
Or be nice to the person that's having to put out cones to block a road because he's just doing his job. Tay-Tay.
Just be nice.
Yes. All right, when we get back, let's go ahead and talk some sports and get this show started.
Off the bench.
And extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Parrish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parrishbuilt.com.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Had a buddy back in 81, and we made ourselves a pact. We were heading for the new pipeline, we were never coming back. Well, we worked 80 hours making time and a half, but LaGrange was too damn hot.
See? Listen to this song. This is why these college kids don't deserve to have their NIL earnings be tax-free. Listen to this guy. You think his income's tax-free? Hell up out of here.
Well, he's dead, so.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not paying very many taxes.
Jesus. I mean who he's singing about. I mean, like, who he's singing about. You know, working hard.
Keep up speaking ill of the dead.
Blue-collar stuff. Something that I know all about. Look at these hands. Grind every day. Just talking into a microphone in different rooms. It's a real hard work.
In different rooms.
I've thought about it a lot. I mean, it's a funny kind of troubadour lifestyle. You just go from mic to mic, and the goal's just like, hey, try to be funny. Try to be a little entertaining.
Yeah, hey, dance.
And some days are better than others, you know? Some days are better than others. Let's go ahead and get this day started.
It's time to get to work, courtesy of Tiger Labor and Staffing, where they can help take care of screening, training, payroll, and more. Now, for starters.
With the shortest waiting period in the industry, Tiger Labor makes it easy to transfer top talent onto your payroll quickly. Tiger Labor personally vets your workforce, solve all your staffing needs, whether short or long-term needs. And remember, we're not just forwarding resumes to you, not just looking at the paper and saying, here you go. No, we get to know our employees, and we build relationships with them through the in-person onboarding process over a cup of coffee every day. Tiger Labor and Staffing. Let's go, baby. All right. So last night, a couple of great games on the diamond, and we'll start with Beth Torina's squad as don't look now, but LSU softball is on fire. Normally, LSU UL is one of those, is highly competitive, two of the better teams in the entire country. UL going in last night's game, coming off of a win over Alabama. And, well, last night, UL got introduced to Heavner, who dominated, and the Bats dominated. LSU, the number 4 team in the country, they score 6 in the first. They end up with a 14-0 5-inning mercy game. It's their 4th consecutive 5-inning win. It's their 11th on the season. They've won 9 in a row. They're 24-1 on the year. And Heavner was a couple of outs away from throwing a no-hitter. I mean, this LSU softball team, again, conference play is what's going to decide all. And it's an incredible conference as always. But this LSU softball team looks different this year.
Think about how good Heavner is. She threw a one-hit shutout and, just kind of seems run-of-the-mill at this point.
Yeah.
And, to your point, I actually had to do the game last night. The hit she gave up was, a single in the 5th inning.
I know. And
it was the last
14
inning.
Is there, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just a single in the 5th. But, I mean, you're going through it, and you're like, hey, she hadn't given up any hits. You're like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, we've seen this multiple times this year. That's just how good she's been.
It definitely looks different. I mean, they've got, one loss on the season. They've played some really good teams. They've beaten a top 5 team already this year, and so now they get a chance to go into SEC play going against a Kentucky at home. Now, as we know, in SEC softball, everybody's good, and everybody always makes the tournament, but, I mean, you're better than Kentucky. Kentucky's 23rd in the country. You're 4th in the country. So, and you're at home. So you have that advantage. And I think that's great for them to be able to kind of build in SEC play with an opponent that I would be surprised if they don't take at least 2 of 3. And so they're going to have an opportunity to kind of create that momentum, keep that momentum going as they head into SEC play. And then they go to Georgia in their second series. And so all signs are pointing to this being a championship level softball team.
I agree. And so it pairs nicely then with what looks like it could be a championship level baseball team. As last night in their final tune-up before conference play starts this weekend against Mizzou in the box, LSU baseball absolutely blows away Xavier. Koki Riley with a great stat in today's Times-Picayune, the Advocate as well, NOLA.com, wherever you get it. Quote, the second largest lead through the first 3 innings since 2014. So the second largest lead that had the first 3 innings in a decade as LSU hung 17 by the end of the third. 7-3-7. Curiel, Bear, Pearson, Brown, Reeves all had multi-hit games. Final score 18-4, 7 innings, and this team looks ready. I have a question that I want to pose to you all in a minute, but Takeaways from last night's game and really the preseason in general up to this point.
I mean, I would just say the depth of this LSU baseball team that we talked about, and we could talk about it as much as we want. And we have. There's certain seasons we've talked about it, and it hasn't been the case. The depth that we thought was there just wasn't there. But this one was different because of what you brought in through high school recruiting, through the transfer portal. You got so many people through high school recruiting that honestly you never thought would be on campus. And that's an added benefit. I mean, we're talking about guys that you thought for sure were going to be in the minor leagues right now. And so, okay, well, what do you do with that depth? And, well, they've done a lot with it. And they've had multiple players that have had great runs already here in this young season. And now it gives you the opportunity to really create what you feel like is going to be a mismatch for your opponent. And you got so many different puzzle pieces that you can play with. Now, you have to figure out, you know, a core group of guys. Certainly as you head into conference play, you don't want to be, you know, tinkering too much. But so far, Jay's done a really nice job of figuring out who needs to be where. And so, like, I'm excited to see where all this depth can kind of go as you go into conference play, and it kind of tightens a little bit. You probably cut 3 or 4 players that have been getting pinch hits, or maybe they've been a defensive sub. Well, that might go away, but you've got a really good core group to choose from depending on who's on the mound or whoever for the other team.
So, speaking of tinkering, that's the question I wanted to ask Alondra. Tanner Reeves, is he your third baseman going into conference play? He started 5 games in a row there. Braswell, of course, started the season there, but he's been struggling at the plate. Reeves has been doing anything but struggling at the plate. In fact, last night closes out the scoring with a nice little grand slam to push from 13 to 17. Is Tanner Reeves the third baseman going into conference play?
Yeah, I think he has to be. And, you know, like, I love Michael Braswell, and I think he has – we've seen it. He has a lot of potential, and he's great at third base, but the bat's just not doing what it was doing last season. So if Tanner Reeves is out there producing grand slams like that, and every time he's been – was that like his second home run? I think he's hit one already. So
did I read second in 4 days?
Yeah, he hit one this past weekend.
Yeah, he went over the weekend.
So I mean, Tanner Reeves, I think, has to be your third baseman coming into SEC play, just because he's been more productive at the plate than Michael Braswell has been.
And as far as Braswell goes, I can empathize here in terms of, okay, you're a senior, you were such a key piece last year. You come back this year, and now right at the edge of conference play, you kind of find yourself on the outside looking in. That is a very tough spot mentally to be. That could be very demotivating. But the worst thing that Michael Braswell could do right now would be to allow that to happen. And you have to really lock into that mantra that we've heard Jay Johnson talk about, big we, little me, and because your time's going to come. Like, this is a sport and a game with ebbs and flows where who knows how Reeves does when you suddenly jump into conference play. Because wasn't that one of the big separating factors with Braswell? Like, he struggled actually last year out of conference. You got into SEC play, and his bat was one of the most consistent.
Towards the end of the year, he was your, top 3-4 hitter on the team.
Yeah.
So just all he can do is keep the blinders on, and this goes for anybody who's upset with their playing time right now, but especially the upperclassmen, because that's kind of that hurts a little more. But you keep your head down, keep the blinders on, you keep working, you trust your process, and your moment will come. And if you've handled things well and correctly, it's not to say that you're guaranteed going to succeed in the moment, but you give yourself the best chance of succeeding in the moment. And that's what Braswell and anybody else needs to do.
Well, that's a good point about, like, he did really well in SEC play last season, though. Is like, you got to think they're used to SEC level competition, because even before he came to LSU, he was at South Carolina. And then people like Tanner Reeves and like the new people coming from the JUCOs and the freshmen, they're used
Utah
to
Valley and
Utah Valley. They're used to the competition that we're playing now.
Yeah.
So it could be just, you got to get back into your swing of things. And right now, Tanner Reeves is facing competition that he's used to seeing. So it might be like, okay, we get into SEC play and Michael Braswell ends up doing better than Tanner Reeves. We don't know.
I agree.
We'll see.
Now, I hope that's not the case, because these bats are so hot right now. Not in the Braswell specifically, but just that these, that all these new guys aren't just taking advantage of seeing that everything doesn't fall off a cliff. I don't expect it will. Of course, there's going to be a regression because there's going to be a regression. We laid it out yesterday. Look at the overall records of all SEC teams. Everybody's like 17-1, basically.
Except Mizzou.
Yeah, except Mizzou. Which again, guys, you never want to. Should I even say it out loud? I've been accused of being a mush a lot of times lately.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
you don't. What? What does that mean?
You kind of are.
What does that mean?
Are you big mush?
Well,
okay.
We did the whole
yeah.
hockey.
Instead of blaming the athletes, how about you blame me? Sure, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, all
it's
I'm
the
saying
dumbest
is
thing I've ever heard.
USA beat Canada in hockey, and then we did the whole Freebird thing, and they lost.
That's not my fault.
No, kids, they did start that.
That's Connor McDavid's fault.
They started that.
No, but also
you're obviously not a mush.
I loathe the idea of a mush. It's like my wife clowning, years ago. Did you ever heard a conversation after a big LSU comeback football win? Two bros talking, and one of them's like, dude, at halftime, I went and I changed into the shirt that I wore last week, and everything changed. It's like, okay, yes, exactly. Thank you. That is what.
I mean, you did not cut your hair or beard in the 19 season because of that.
Yeah, that's no. So you know what that became? Not my personal belief, but God help me. I knew if I cut it and then LSU lost, the amount of crap that I would get, I was like, nah, no chance am I opening myself up to that level of attack. I could see Nookie and everybody else. Like, look at Fonz. I've said it since last year, T-Mush. I could see everybody just waiting to pounce on me like they're vultures and I'm a freshly dead carcass. Not today, guys. Not today. LSU should sweep this weekend.
Oh, my God.
Wait, do you remember last year?
You get swept now.
We had somebody from Mississippi State on, and he was basically oh yeah, Mississippi State's not that good.
Oh yeah, Brian Haydad.
Yes, and we were like, oh, we got this. And
he's playing possum. We thought we were gonna come out there, whoop that ass, and little did we know. Even though, again, we were being kind of willfully ignorant because the red flags were there.
They were there.
In out of conference play, unlike this year, and we ignored the red flags out of just sheer belief. And we quickly learned. Now, credit to that team for how they ended up finding their way. But this year does feel different. The same way that softball feels different this year, baseball feels different this year.
I don't even have the runners left on base concern.
Again, they're going to leave a lot of runners on because they put a lot of runners on. So be careful falling into too many traps therein. And now there's going to be nights where that does happen and you only score one or two and it's very frustrating. But overall, I don't think that's going to be a big issue with this team. All right, so there it is, man. Very excited. We'll continue. I think maybe tomorrow do like a Mizzou preview. I mean, we know they're 8-8. They're last in the SEC. They're by far the worst team in the SEC. Their team ERA is awful. Like, you want to talk about the bats getting off. LSU's absolutely should. But we'll do a deeper dive tomorrow. Yeah, look at Daniel in the chat. No, man, seriously, though, this needs to be a sweep. Don't be scared to say what's what. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Daniel. Let's go. It's like okay, remember a couple weeks ago? We're talking to Coach Jay Clark for the Oklahoma meet.
Yeah.
And he, I mentioned all the streaks and everything. It's like, oh, no, dude, no, you're the champ. Champ don't concern itself with all that BS, okay? You be the big dog. You take superstition by the horns. You say, you work for me.
Yeah.
Do it. Sweet. Incoming. Call my show. All right. When we get back, Saints getting active. But is it good? More next.
Off the bench.
Good.
All-Star Toyota, BatonRouge.com. All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge. You go to All-Star Toyota, Baton Rouge. You go to the website, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com. I love that website. Very just, it's exactly what it is. And you can search the inventory by make and model, keyword, budget. You can check out all the incredible deals that we have going on right now. Look at that, 3.99% APR financing for 60 months in a brand new Tundra. Let's go. Or you can just go see him, because I love the sales side. I love the people at All-Star. I think that's one of the key ways in which they separate the culture over there. And remember, the Body Shop or Service Center, you mentioned OTB, you get $250 towards that deductible. Go to All-Star Toyota Baton Rouge.
When you go to the website, you can buy new, you can lease, you can rent, and everything's available. So if you see it as far as a new car, new SUV, truck, whatever, just know that you can rent that as well. Per day rental prices. Call Miss Lisa Sessions in that rental department today. Go to the website, check it all out, allstartoyotabatonrouge.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play.
Well, I started on the whiskey pretty
Welcome back to more sports talk with some other stuff mixed in. Off the bench with Hester and T-Bob.
But I passed out before the sun came up. I really wanted to see one of those. I know that's no way for a man to
What's happening,
be.
y'all? Welcome back to OTB. Here on this Wednesday. Hope you're having a good one, Bob. New Orleans Saints getting active yesterday in free agency. Do we want to start with the good, the bad, or the ugly?
The good.
I would say the good is signing Justin Reed, chief safety, Louisiana native, brother of Eric Reed, 7-year starter. All 7 years he's been in the NFL. A man who's won championships with Kansas City. He's 28 years old in his physical prime there. And it's a solid value deal. 3 years, $31.5 million, $22.5 guaranteed. You lose Will Harris in free agency. You reworked Tyronn's contract yesterday, and again, shout out to Tyronn. We'll get into his contract in a bit. The man continues to put it on for the hometown. You know, the return of the prodigal son forced to go find his fortune elsewhere. Now that he's back, he continues to be all in. Tyronn does. And now you pair him with another native son of Louisiana. I love the idea of this all Louisiana safety group. You know, this pairing, this tag team taking the field for your New Orleans Saints. Also, I think their skill sets match up nicely. Tyronn can be more of that kind of deep guy, bit of playmaker, and Reed maybe a bit more around the box. He's an excellent run stopper. You look at where the Saints need help. The run defense was god-awful last year. He would look like he would be a key addition in that regard. So I really like the Justin Reed move.
Yeah, certainly, considering what we thought they had available, right? And so you get a player that has proven himself multiple organizations in the NFL, like you said, coming back home and really does play well off Tyronn. So now you have a defensive backfield that's going to have Alontae Taylor. It's going to have Justin Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, and Kool-Aid McKinstry. And so, like, you hope that Kool-Aid, because, I mean, you were bullish on him a year ago.
Yeah.
Right? You move up to select him. You hope he takes that next step because, you know, Paulson Adebo's now in New York. So he's going to have to step up. He's going to have to be the guy. And then you now have a third safety in a Jordan Howden that can – because he's had flashes, man. There's been good for him. There's been a lot of bad too. Like, is feast or famine, it feels like, for him. But now, like, he can be a rotational piece. He can kind of be in the background and, you know, not a bad, solid choice if you need him to play. So it opens up kind of some depth there as well. If you find the right nickel, that's pretty solid defensive backfield with who they have, young and old. You know, kind of a great mixture of everything.
And it is interesting. You seem to be, Kellen Moore does at least this point, and maybe because in the draft he'll start to supplement the offense some more, but he seems to be trying to help out Brandon Staley a bit, right? You bring in Godshaw, you bring back Chase Young, which, as we said, maybe a bit of an overpay, but the context is the context. You don't really have a way around it. I think you're still better with Chase Young on the team than you are with him off. Now, if we want to get into, that was the good. If we want to get into the bad and the ugly, it's the Juwan Johnson deal. Juwan Johnson, 500-yard tight end, 50 catches, 3 tuds last season. A lot of that coming at the end of the year when really he was the only guy left on the field. So those numbers may even be a bit deceiving in that way. Juwan Johnson signs a 3-year, $30 million deal. It can get all the way up to $34.5 million with the Citizens 21.25 guaranteed.
Yeah.
11th highest paid tight end in the league. And I just don't know. Now, again, this does kind of reinforce the idea that we've been seeing all around the NFL. Free agency is weak. Teams are having to overpay to keep their guys because of that. But, man, I do not know what he has done up to this point to earn this contract. Like, they're paying for potential here. They're not paying for any production that's been done up to this point.
That contract, when I saw it, and I'm not trying to be funny here, I was like, oh, that was supposed to be 20.
Yeah.
That wasn't supposed to be 30.
Yeah.
And I say that not to say that he can't be really good in the passing game. Like, you laid out the stats. That's fine. That's fine stats. But he's a one-trick pony.
Yeah. Doesn't block well.
Last year, pass blocking, which as a tight end in the NFL, even if you're Travis Kelce, Antonio Gates, Tony Gonzalez, you got to be able to pass protect. I mean, you're going to be in line. No matter if you're an F or a Y, you're still going to, at times, be in line. He graded out at 20%.
Gross.
In the run game, he graded out at 51.4%.
Disgusting.
Plays tight end. Again, he's an F. He's not a Y. Foster Moreau is more of a Y. But you got to be able to give me something. And so does his receiving skills outweigh all what I just talked about? I don't think so. I think he's a good receiving tight end. I don't think he's a great one.
Let me ask you this. With your knowledge of NFL org structure, do you think this is Kellen Moore saying, look, I think I can get more out of this guy. I want to keep him here. Or is this Mickey saying we're keeping him here? You would hope it's like, if it's Kellen Moore, my point of that is if it's Kellen
Right.
Moore, you're at least like, okay, whatever. Let the new coach do what he wants to do and let him go prove it. But if it's Mickey, I mean, there's just no trust left in him at this point.
Okay, so you so you asked that. Okay, well, they played the Eagles last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
His offensive grade for that game overall was a 29.6. He had a 50 receiving grade, a 12 pass blocking grade, and a 33 run blocking grade.
So it wasn't that game that would have convinced Kellen, certainly.
So and he played 28 plays. I don't know that it would have been that game. It's not to say that he hasn't watched tape or he doesn't have a belief, but I mean, Dallas Goedert was somebody that was pivotal in the Eagles' offense. So they needed, tight end's important to them. I mean, ever going back to when he was with the Chargers, who do you have in Dallas, Tay-Tay? Like, who was the tight end that?
It was Dalton Schultz.
Okay, yeah, and he had some big
Your guy.
time. So you have to have a tight end in this Kellen Moore offense for sure. Now you just have to try to figure out, was it the front office that said, no, we got the guy? Or is it Kellen Moore's like, no, I think I can get what I've gotten out of these other tight ends from him?
I hope it was more.
Because it wasn't
Time
the
will
Eagles
tell.
game last year for sure.
When we get back, I want to talk about the Saints draft picks, Tyronn Mathieu. Keep it locked, OTB.
Off the bench.
Get Gordon and get it done. 225-888-8888. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys there for you when you need them. And when you need them is when you get into an accident. And you need somebody who's going to fight for you. Who's going to stand up to big insurance companies, these dragons that want to burn you to death. You get Jordan. Get Jordan. You get Jordan. God.
You get GOAT level service like Jordan.
Yes,
with Gordon.
thank you. Yes, exactly. Michael Gordon, absolutely. Okay, go to getgordon.com, see the cases they handle, results from past customers. You can also fill out a consult form right there online, and they'll get in touch with you immediately. Or just call 225-888-8888. Follow them on social media at Get Gordon. Get Gordon, get it done.
Yeah, when you go to the website, like T-Bob said, you can do it all right there on the side, but also in social media. If you want to see what they're doing in the community throughout the entire state of Louisiana, at Get Gordon's the handle, then the number, your area code, followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. My whole team on wild.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cool.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Welcome back to OTB. Talking about Satan. Tyronn Mathieu.
I have not heard any song played today. Who is this?
This is Randy Rogers.
Okay. All right, Randy.
It's a good country name.
Randy Rogers, Cody Jinks was before, and Charlie Robinson was before that.
All right.
Wait, who was before Randy Rogers?
Cody
Jinks.
Well done.
Tyronn Mathieu agrees to a new Rework deal. The man wants to be here. Okay, took a pay cut. And it's a pretty interesting deal here, Jake. It's a one-year deal where how much he makes is solely dependent on playing time. It's a $3.5 million base. That goes up to $4 million if he plays 50 to 59.9% of the snaps. 4.5 if he breaks into 60% of the snaps. Anywhere in the 70s gets him to 5.25. Anywhere in the 80s gets him to 6.25, and then if he plays over 90% of the snaps, he gets to a full 7.25. So Tyronn Mathieu, team friendly, taking a pay cut and betting on himself and saying, okay, let me prove it with availability to maximize how much I make this year. I mean, that is about as hometown team friendly as you could get. And regardless of what you think about his level of play on the field right now, that should engender some goodwill from you.
Well, if you look at how it went last year and you're looking at the flow of it, he started out incredibly strong.
Yeah.
And then where he got into trouble was about week 7 against the Broncos. So the Broncos, Chargers, Panthers weeks, he really struggled there. But he did bounce back and really finished the season strong and finished on a different level of play than he played at in the middle of the season. So that's what you hope. And look, Tyronn would tell you this. I mean, he's an older player, right? And so some of those things are going to happen within a 17-game season, but I wouldn't want to get him off this team, not with some of the young defensive backs that you have. He still can give you something himself. I think he's a great mentor as well. And now you bring in a player that is better at what you were asking Tyronn to do when you bring in Reed. So I do think it's going to free him up to be a little bit more of a playmaker, which that's when he's at his best. And so not just because it's Tyronn and he's our friend and he played at LSU. No, I think this is a solid move for the Saints, considering he's taking less money, he's betting on himself, and I think he can give you added benefit not only on the field but in the meeting rooms as well.
Yeah, you're not getting anybody better than Tyronn Mathieu,
not at that price.
Especially from a price to production standpoint, not even close. So shout out the best football player I've ever shared a locker room with. I am biased. I love him, and I can't wait to watch him and Reed kick ass this fall. More hour 2 next.
Off the bench.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Wednesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 77 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll look at NFL free agency. We'll talk some LSU football as well. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
Let's go, baby, let's go! All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, 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 yeah!
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? Hour number 2 of OTB here, and it's Wednesday. And no Matt Flynn today. The My High man is out. Got actual life going on.
Oh, poor Matt.
Imagine that. I know he's going to miss seeing Taylor Teal this morning, unfortunately.
We do have the results to the poll that I put it out there yesterday.
Oh, the Cinderella Man one?
Yeah, because we were all made aware that there's 2 classic boxing movies that you have not yet seen. And I asked which one is more concerning, Raging Bull or Cinderella Man? And with 230 votes, 52% said Cinderella Man. Actually, that is the right answer. Raging Bull is a great movie Jake LaMotta. Met him one time in person. One of the highlights of my life.
Wow.
But with you, and I know you, and I know what pulls at your heartstrings, Cinderella Man is a movie that you need to see within the next 30 days.
I'm never doing this with you again because I did this for you in the past and you did not reciprocate. So no, it's over. Maybe I'll watch it. Maybe I won't.
I think that you should
Taylor
watch
Teal,
Cinderella
can you ask
Man.
him?
No.
T-Bob.
No.
That is my favorite sports movie ever made.
I'm doing it.
Now, that may deter you from watching it, but...
Top 5 boxing movies that I've never seen. Raging Bull, Cinderella Man, any of the Creeds.
Southpaw is pretty good. Have you seen Southpaw?
Southpaw's good.
No, what is Southpaw?
Ooh,
Jake
Southpaw,
Gyllenhaal.
within like 5 minutes, had me about to cry.
So Jake Gyllenhaal, when it came out like, what,
And Rachel
2019?
McAdams.
2018?
Yeah, that's
Actually,
when he got
like
jacked. That's when he got
15 or
jacked. That's when he got jacked for,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You've seen all the Rockies, right?
Kind of more like seen like Rocky 1 and 4. Like if I'm being
Interesting.
completely
Okay.
honest, I don't think
That's
I've
probably a
seen
lot of
2 and
people's-
3.
Three's great.
I have not
Love
seen
3.
past
Fun.
like how many interim Rocky movies were they before Creed started?
Oh, what, 5? You had the 1, 2, 3
We had
original.
5 with Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
And then you had Rocky Balboa.
Okay, so 6. Yeah, because Balboa
You know,
came out last.
Moffat loved that speech that he gave his son in Rocky
Yeah, it's
Balboa.
about how hard you can get hit and keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
not,
speech.
Not a
It's a great
terrible
speech.
Stallone.
Also,
It wasn't
the
bad.
It really was not a bad
Yeah.
Sylvester Stallone. That's one of your better impressions.
the actor, his son, I will always think of as the guy from Heroes. Y'all remember Heroes? Did anybody watch Heroes? They didn't watch Heroes. Y'all were probably too young for Heroes.
I've never
Heroes
seen it.
had the
He was the
potential
dad
to
on
change.
This Is Us.
Yeah, he was the dad on This Is Us.
Yeah.
He was that Heroes had the potential. I mean, it really kicked off a lot of the superhero stuff. It kind of even did it precede a lot of the movies. I mean, maybe it was around like when Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans were coming out. But like, man, Heroes had such an incredible setup. It just saved the cheerleader, saved the world. They just never paid it off. It just never paid it off. Unfortunately.
What about The Fighter? About Irish
I love The
Mickey
Fighter.
Ward? You seen
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
Fighter's
because we always
good.
get head
Yeah,
body,
head
head
body,
body.
body.
Okay,
Fighter's
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Not a boxing movie, MMA movie, but Warrior's great.
Oh, I was at the premiere of Warrior at Camp
Oh,
Pendleton.
really?
At Camp Pendleton, because it had military ties to it. And I was still playing, and my agent called me. He's like, hey, there's this movie coming out. It's called The Warrior. Would you want to go to the premiere up the coast, Camp Pendleton? We're like, yeah, absolutely. Katie's sisters were in town, so we all went. And it was great. I mean, Tom Hardy and the whole, like, all the cast was great. Like, they sat there. They talked with every single member of the military, sat in the crowd with the members of the military during the movie. It was cool. Very cool experience there. And we watched it at Camp Pendleton.
Tom Hardy,
Short King,
certified man. What?
Short King, right?
Oh,
Short
yeah.
King.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Competes in.
I was looking down on Tom.
Competes and wins
Hey, I need that dang there at the end.
in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I did. But Tom Hardy competes and wins in jiu-jitsu competitions
That's
just
awesome.
in his free
Yeah.
time. Also, a firm prover of the Kinsey scale, as he's talked in the past about kind of hooking up with the boys a little bit. You just do it.
I believe his quote was like, I'm British.
Yeah, yeah. Just sometimes you just want to take the Kinsey scale is the idea that sexuality is a scale, not a binary definition.
Okay.
And Tom, absolute, beautiful lady killer,
Gorgeous.
man's man, whatever.
Yeah.
Him and the fellas used to mess around a little bit too. And then he was like, not for me. So
I mean-
shout out Tom Hardy, man's man.
If I was making Peaky Blinders with Cillian Murphy, I would.
Hell yeah.
He,
Tom Hardy, 5'9".
Next question.
Next question, exactly.
Well, no, that's what
maybe,
he's listed at.
Maybe, sure.
5'9" with the heels on.
But
Probably 5'7"
so,
and a half.
so during that time, the Batman movie had not come out yet, because that was like 2011. So it was about. So he was like in Bane shape, but it hadn't come out yet.
Just so thick.
Oh, dude, a meatball. So it's funny. And I think he had a shaved head too because of Bane,
Mhm.
and so it was like looked completely different than he did in the actual Warrior.
God, Tom Hardy's got beautiful lips.
He does.
That would be my number one Tom Hardy feature. More than abs, more than anything else.
See on the list of guys you want to kiss? Did you have like a list of like 5?
Yeah, I forgot what my list was, but if he wasn't on there, that was a big oversight on my part because those are some of the most kissable lips I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Kurt Angle was also at the event 'cause he was in the movie. He was fantastic. He sat there and he wanted to know all about football.
I mean, you got to give love to Kurt Angle, an actual Olympian, like an actual gold medal Olympian that is also such a premier entertainer to become a show wrestler and be so charismatic and good at acting and whatnot to take over that sport as well. And a meme king, certified meme king, Kurt Angle. Shout out to Kurt Angle.
Love Kurt Angle.
Like, I feel like normally if you're a gold medal Olympian, you're so good at that one thing that you should struggle at everything else in life. But that's not the case with Kurt Angle. Shout out Kurt Angle.
Agreed.
Cinderella Man, great movie though. Watch it, T-Bob.
I'm just like a little more shocked. Like, I'm a little more shocked that you haven't seen Raging Bull just because it's a classic.
Yeah.
Like, it's like one of those classic films.
I kind of agree with you. Like, I think Cinderella Man's the better movie.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit more surprising you haven't seen Raging Bull.
Well, I got news for y'all. I have a raging boner, and that's because I went to Goodwood. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com. Look, man, if you are suffering from ED, you don't have to be. You really don't. Like, it's an easy fix, guys. Now, the problem is you're embarrassed. Don't be. Because you know what you're doing. You're creating a vicious cycle. Your embarrassment stops you from fixing the problem, which then begets further embarrassment. Today, we break the cycle, okay? And we go to Your Goodwood, and we get that consultation today. YourGoodwood.com. You go see him, and immediately they're going to play. And it's not just ED. Okay, let's say maybe you're just like aging. You feel a bit more low energy. You don't feel like you used to. You're about to be 40 like Jake is. Maybe you want to explore some HRT. Maybe you're starting to go bald. Explore some penile growth. There's so many different treatment options. The bottom line is that we are going to get to our full potential with Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com. YourGoodwood.com. T-Bob's definitely an Ian Somerhalder, Zac Efron, and Rob Lowe. Not my type.
I was going to say, they're a little too pretty.
Too pretty.
Not my pretty, yeah.
Also, Zac Efron, if lips are your thing, he's kind of
I kind of like, though, post-accident Zac Efron with his new weird, meaty, chunky look. Like that new fake chin he's got. Which, again,
it's squared off.
Yeah. It looks kind of crazy, but I'm not into it. But no, Somerhalder, way too pretty. Rob Lowe, way too pretty. Though Rob Lowe wearing the generic NFL hat is one of the all-time great sports moments of our time. Showing no support for any team, just supporting the Shield in general. Hell yeah, Rob Lowe.
I've always been convinced that Rob Lowe and Rob Pelinka are the same person.
Because they are.
They look the exact
same. His roast is really funny.
Pelinka or Lowe?
Lowe. I don't think Pelinka's done a roast.
Pelinka ain't on that level.
I mean, in LA, Rob Pelinka could get roasted for sure. Look at that. Look at Rob Lowe. What game was this at the Super Bowl or maybe like a divisional championship?
It was when the Rams moved from St. Louis to LA. They were playing in the Coliseum or Rose Bowl. I don't remember where they played.
The guy next
to
him.
It was a random regular season game, and he was promoting his 911 show, I believe, or something. Yeah.
He was in one of the 911s.
This is how I feel every day walking into the office. I'm Rob Lowe.
That's literally Taylor.
And Taylor's the guy in the brown coat there.
No.
Just
Guys,
yapping.
No.
Just
I'm
yapping
sitting
and
at the desk,
1000%.
minding my own business. T-Bob is yelling my name from the
Sometimes
stairwell
I do that.
coming
Sometimes
up
I do
this
that.
morning.
That is true. Sometimes I do that. Calling it now, my robot son T-Bot will have a Rob Lowe, Taylor Teal Photoshop ready to go by the end of today's show.
Taylor Teal.
Why is Daniel said, why is Taylor bothering Rob Lowe before he even talked about it? That's excellent. All right, guys. So, yeah, look, there's Plinkin. Look,
I mean, come on.
Favorite Hollywood lookalikes? That's not quite my favorite. That's good.
But they have the same name, too. Like, that even adds to it.
It will always be Will Ferrell and the drummer from Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's the best lookalike on planet Earth, and quite simply, there's nothing better.
What makes that so good, too, is that the drummer's name is Chad Smith. So it sounds like Will Ferrell just made up Chad Smith.
Yeah,
and
made
he
up
was
a
like,
fake
I'm Chad Smith.
Yeah, like a generic name. Yeah.
His name's Chad Smith. I've never known his name.
Yeah.
God, what a fake name.
Right?
What a NPC-ass name.
Look at those guys.
Look at that, dude. Look at that. That's actually crazy. Look at Will Ferrell, too. How do you get to the point where just a still image of you
makes you
brings
laugh.
a smile to my face? It's crazy how some of these great comedians carry themselves with so much charisma or such an aura that the second they walk on screen, you're immediately having a good time. Great job. Love you, Will. All right. When we get back, I do have some sports that I want to get to potentially, but we're also going to honor the spirit of flustering, so I'm not going to put hard guidelines on this hour. So come hang out with us. Have some fun. YouTube.com/1045 ESPN if you want to come hang out in the chat. More OTB coming up next.
Off the bench.
Go to centralplumbing.org, 925-8552, centralplumbing.org. Daniel Blunt said crazy proud of myself. Last week, I redid the plumbing line from the meter to the building by myself watching YouTube videos. Daniel, that's incredible. I tried to fix a toilet based on YouTube videos one time, and I ended up having to replace the entire toilet. Okay? So be very careful, guys. Just call Central Plumbing. They're actually who ended up replacing the toilet. They did a great job. Just call Central Plumbing, 925-8552. You take advantage of over 40 years of experience, flat rate pricing, licensed bond insurance employees, excellent warranty once the work is done. Peace of mind every step of the way. They've seen it all. They can fix it all. CentralPlumbing.org, CentralPlumbing.org.
Yeah, when you go to the website, it's not only in emergencies, now 24/7, 365, weekends, holidays, game day, 225-925-8552. But if you're looking to remodel at your home, at your business, big, small, whatever you've got, they're going to get it done, and don't try to do it yourself. CentralPlumbing.org.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, Know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for
I left Oklahoma, driving in a Pontiac, just about to lose my mind.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Where the people all live so fine. My baby said I was crazy. My mama called me lazy. I was gonna show
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. OTB. I want to get into the MLB's questionable marketing here in a minute. But first, Tay-Tay, I'm going to hit you with a little switch here. Go to 8:15, and you're going to see a link there to a Twitter video. This is a Twitter video of my guy, SEC Mike, from That SEC Podcast. If you've never listened to it, they do an awesome job. It's him. It's his guy, Cousin Shane. These dudes are just nerdy about SEC football. They love it. They're very entertaining. Their show continues to do better and better and better. But he had on Bobby Burton. Maybe some of you have heard of Bobby Burton. Alondra, you might have heard of Bobby Burton because he has the #1 Texas Longhorn YouTube channel on the planet. It's got more than 70K subscribers. He knows Texas football's inner workings about as well as anybody on the outside, right? That isn't actually employed in the organization. Here is Mike pressing Bobby on how much Texas spent actually on building its roster last season. And in a world where I thought I was numb to being shocked by numbers, it even is still rings a bit shocking. Here it is.
All right, I've asked you all these questions, Bobby, just to soften you up. How much does Texas pay for their roster?
A lot. A lot.
Can you give us a ballpark based on what you know?
Definitely north of 25. Beyond that, I think there's some nuance to that. Texas isn't paying a dime for Arch Manning to sponsored by Red Bull or Uber. So, his NIL value may be $6 to $10 million a year. Well, Texas One Fund or the University of Texas may be paying very, right? Because he's, but I think Ohio State last year, based on my sources, had the most. I think Texas was top 5.
All right, I bet.
Texas, all in all. Now, I think we had kind of accepted that it was about $20 million.
Yeah.
Right? Texas last season spending north of 25. And then Bobby alleging, now he's not as tied in with Ohio State, but this is a man with college football sources. Bobby alleging that Ohio State was even north of that. So both of them basically turning out $30 million rosters. And you know what's so funny? Who do we say objectively had the most raw talent on both teams in the country last year?
Yeah.
Texas and Ohio State. You got to spin big to win big. That's alarming, however, because I don't think there's any way that you can compete with that consistently if you're 99% of other schools.
No, I mean, those schools are different. We know Texas is different, and Ohio State's going to do whatever they possibly have to do. I think the question is, how many can even get close to that number? Is there a school? I mean, we think there is. If Stanford wanted to, right? If Stanford wanted to drop some other sports, like their endowment, yeah, sure, but they're not going to.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
they've
that's
got
a conversation
the richest
as
alumni in the world if they wanted to. Sure, they could. Now, maybe Andrew Luck does create some investment there. I'll be interested to see.
Yeah, some more, but I'm saying
but no, like other
there's
schools
places that have
could,
it, but they just, what's their desire to actually put that number up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's insane. It's insane, and it does make you feel some type of way for all of the coaches whose careers rely on beating those teams. Brian Kelly has to make a 12-team playoff this year. If he doesn't, there will be no belief left in him that he can. And that's not to say that he won't, but nobody's going to give him the benefit of the doubt or believe that he can.
Right.
But he's not playing with the same deck cards. And LSU's still on they're closer to the haves, are one of the haves, as opposed to the have-nots. So it's way worse for other places. Just wild. That's a number. Like, I had accepted last year that the most expensive teams were floating around $20 million. And yet he says north of 25, and that he has Texas as top 5. Meaning, I'm guessing Oregon maybe might have been north of 25 as well. And again, what are the lessons here? You spend to win. Unless you're Texas A&M. Then you just suck no matter what. So, sorry.
They spin.
They spin.
Just not to win.
They just can't get the latter part going. The former, great at. The latter, not so much.
I would be
unless
curious,
they're playing LSU.
I would be curious to kind of match up the conferences as far as, who's spending the top 3 in the SEC, top 3 in the Big 10, top 3 in the Big 12, top 3 in the ACC, just to see how different that number looked. You know what I mean? Like, who's spending the top 3 in the ACC? Like, we think it's Miami, Clemson, and Florida State. Clemson's just now accepting transfers.
I mean, I would think Clemson's up there because of the roster they've put together, and especially compared to just the rest of the SEC. I mean, doesn't Louisville, haven't they been having great transfer portal classes for like 3 years in a row now? They're probably up there spending wise.
Brom came over from Purdue.
Yeah, Louisville's probably up there spending wise.
Wait, can you imagine?
Stanford could be like you said.
Can you imagine how different that number would look if we put, the top 3 in every power conference?
Oh, it'd be crazy. Well, and also, I mean, it's like we talked about recently as well, where even though the new 14-team playoff, whatever they end up doing with the auto bids for everybody, like, even though that will keep the sport together for a bit, that whole ordeal has a poison pill written into it with the big 2 conferences getting a significantly larger chunk of the playoff revenue on top of already having way more money from their TV revenue, from their regular season television deals. And then having more invested fan bases that just give more money as well. Like the gap, and it's the playoff one that's most damning to me as well, because it is really them saying, look, we're just going to pull away from you. We are going to make it fiscally impossible for you to keep up if you are in the ACC or the Big 12. And over time, that will erode the competition, and it will eventually break the sport apart. And that bums me out. Because in many ways, I was hoping that this 14-team playoff and the auto bids and everything would be the thing that holds the sport together, and it will be in the short term. But eventually, that split in playoff money will be, in my opinion, the straw that breaks the camel's back in terms of just making it. I mean, you're going to be talking about Big Ten and SEC schools making $40 million more a year. How are you as an adult? I mean, we can all appreciate that. How do you compete with your direct competitor when they're just going to have $40 million off the jump, not from fundraising, just from contracts that are already signed? It's tough. It's tough. Kind of.
So if we get to a point where you have a maximum amount that you can spend, that's the only way that you're going to even get close to what we're talking about.
Wait. Sorry, repeat that.
If we get to a point where it's like, hey, this is the maximum amount that you can spend.
Oh, like if you had a salary cap, that would be the only way to hold things together.
Yeah, like a salary cap for your roster, but also like, hey, this is it. Like this is as much as you can put into the program, which we'll never get there. But I'm saying that's the only way that you could ever even get to a point where the money's the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have
like,
to be
hey,
something.
you can spend this much in resources per year, per team, per conference.
Yeah, it'd have to be collectively bargained,
Right.
which,
That's
again,
what
that's
I'm
going to be
saying.
hard to agree with.
Like if
there's
Sankey said, hey, you know what, you can only, on your staff or, on your facilities, you can only spend that. And that would be the only way that, because the teams with the money are going to spend it in the SEC and the Big Ten. Now, in the ACC, I don't know. We talked about Stanford. Like, SMU could probably dig deep. They could probably call a couple of people.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't no probably. SMU is the only school, but even then, it feels unfathomable to me that you could keep it up year over year if we're talking about a $40 million disparity. But SMU would be the only school. I mean, they have multiple billionaires on the board. How much did they pay to get out of their TV deal? It was like $100 million or $50 million, and it was like nothing. It was basically like chump change. Yeah, they just found it in their back pocket.
Basically paying their way into the ACC for a while.
Yeah, to the tune of like a couple $100 million, and it doesn't matter at all. That's my deep state conspiracy theory is that was one of the reasons why, although you could see all the other football reasons, but that was one of the reasons why the playoff committee was all too happy to put SMU in there. Billionaires run everything. They got a couple billionaires on the board. You make those guys happy with college football. I think it kind of benefits everyone. But yeah, SMU is definitely one of the ACC or Big 12 teams that potentially could keep pace with the big boys because they're just richer than everybody else.
Yeah, and we'll see what teams like a North Carolina can get to now that they've got Bill Belichick and they've got a former NFL GM kind of running things. Well, we'll see. We'll see what level they can get to, how much money they can get into the program. But if it's not there, it's not there. And you can call and knock on doors and go to different dinners and lunches all you want and have gridiron clubs. If it ain't there, it ain't there.
Yeah, exactly. And Mitchell Knapp says that's sustainable in terms of like the $30 million a year in a roster. I don't know. But what is sustainable, again, is just the raw revenue advantage that the Big Ten and the SEC will have over the other two conferences because of the combination of TV deals and the new college football playoff deal in which they get disproportionately large payouts. Or you could say proportionally larger, but still they get larger payouts than do the smaller conferences. So whatever. In Mitchie Matt says Sadiq Charles is unretired. Oh, okay. I didn't know he retired. Did he play last year?
No, he retired before the season.
Oh, damn. And then he unretired. Now he's back?
Well, he unretired. We'll see if he's back.
He's going to be on the Saints starting offensive line next year.
Sure. You know,
I mean, yeah.
I keep laughing about what we landed on yesterday. The Saints really are, and if they hadn't signed Justin Reed, this would ring even more true. But the Saints' mantra of the offseason really is just like coach better, which is funny considering that Mickey sat there and told us about how good the coaches were. Remember, just because we went, just because we went 5-12, 7-10, it doesn't mean we're doing anything wrong. The greatest quote of all time from a general manager.
Say it's just kind of like I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like it's just
run it back.
Yeah, well,
it's what they're doing. They're signing the exact same.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Just coach better. It's funny.
It reinforces the lack of accountability in the front office. That's the word I was looking for. Like it's just
they are.
They're looking beyond the results, guys. We're not.
You know what's funny though? If the Saints do end up having a successful season, the amount of Itotoso energy coming out of Mickey and the gum smacking,
gum popping will.
And hey, I told you, it's the injuries.
That's like pre-pissing me off.
Gonna be.
Dennis Allen was here with no injuries. I mean, guys, Tom Landry.
I will take it. It is pre-pissing me off as well, but I will take being wrong if it means that the Saints are good and competitive and putting a good product on the field.
That might be the worst part about the Juwan Johnson signing, T-Bob, because like we talked about, they're going to get better at this position. You're like, well, you had Juwan Johnson, you had Foster Moreau, you had Taysom Hill. Like, that's their tight end room next year. It's the exact same group of guys.
The exact same group of
They're not moving on from Foster or Taysom, and they just re-signed Juwan Johnson.
Remember, it's the same team. It's the same team. Now, the draft could be exciting, and that's something I want to get into next. Keep it locked here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey guys, go to pelicanroof.com, pelicanroof.com. And that's for Pelican Roofing. If you're in Lafayette or Baton Rouge, we got you, man. Any commercial, any residential as well. You go to pelicanroof.com today and you use the instant quote tool, where all you do is just put in your address, and you satellite imagery to find your roof. You put in what type of roof you want, and you get a ballpark estimate right there. Or you call them up, somebody immediately answers the phone, and then you start the process of working with Pelican, which is where they separate quality every single step of the way. Go to pelicanroof.com.
When you go to the website, make sure you check out that contact information in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. We tell you every single day they are in both communities, doing big things in both communities, always throughout the community as well.
Here's a 5-star Google review from Daphne. I love my new roof. It ended up needing more work than planned. Mr. Chason got all the materials needed to finish the roof in half a day. And Mr. Tebow made the process a smooth one. Thanks, Pelicans Roofing.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343.
Welcome back to the best morning sports show around. Sorta. It's Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
Welcome back, OTB. I still want to talk about the MLB's unfortunate new hats. The Texas hats. Texas Rangers, that is. But first, because we teased it there before the break, because, yes, the Saints are basically saying just coach better, running it back. But they got a lot of draft picks. So right now, the New Orleans Saints picking the first round at 9, second round at 40, kind of a, damn near borderline first round pick there. They have 2 third-round picks at 71 and 93. They've got 2 fourth-round picks. They've got a 6th-round pick and a 7th-round pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks all together. Here I am once again pleading with Mickey Loomis. Don't trade up. For once in your life, don't trade up. Now, granted, maybe you'll pull some trade-up move. Like, maybe you'll find a player that ends up being exciting enough for the fans where we'll all celebrate the move afterwards. But from where I sit, I see a roster with holes all over the place where you're running it back once again, and your only chance to really add is going to be through the draft. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with 6 picks in the first 4 rounds, with 4 picks in the first 3 rounds, throw all those guys against the wall. Make all the picks. Bring in all the players and see if you hit a couple diamonds. A couple big-time starters. Maybe this is your chance to have one of those legendary drafts you've had in the past, the 06, the 2017. And look at the success that those end up leading to. Now, I know, to be fair, in 17, you trade up for Kamara. You do trade up. But again, you need so much. You need wide receivers. You need running backs. You need players on defense. Maybe you need linemen. You need so much. I think you're better off actually spending all of these picks than trusting your scouting, which has proven to be very hit or miss. Maybe mostly miss, some would argue. I think you're better off to just spray and pray as many guys against the wall as possible and see if you can get some. Please don't trade up. That's my plea.
Where do you think they attack the draft, though? And asking Mickey Loomis not to trade up,
it's a fool's errand. It's a fool's errand, certainly.
But
I am a fool.
If they're adding all this through free agency on one side of the football, like you mentioned earlier, does that mean that they're going to really attack the offense?
I would think
through
so.
The draft?
You got to get a receiver, bro.
You have to.
It's insane if you do not.
Last year, the names you were throwing out there.
Now, what does Juwan Johnson's re-signing do for you in terms of the Warren Genty debate? That was the first thing you thought about?
That's the first thing I thought about. I was like, you're not taking Tyler Warren at 9.
Yeah, right?
No,
because you still have Foster. He's still under contract. And Foster played really well down the stretch. Yeah. You give Juwan Johnson $10 million a year. He ain't going Tyler Warren at 9.
So, no, I think you attack offense, certainly.
Best receiver available at 9? Or do you still... Is the Ashton Genty still intriguing?
I'm just so all in on the Genty thing. I think he's exciting. I think he's different. I think I'm more bullish on the value of running back in the NFL than I was after this last couple of seasons. And if you're going to get a guy that could, maybe be because still with running back, there's the upper crust that is different than the rest. Running back's still a position where you can basically get the same thing with 85, 90% of the guys, but then you do have the elites, and the elites are different. And Genty, I think, will be an elite. And so, yeah, I'm all in on Genty at 9. And then receiver, isn't it a deep receiver? You can get a good receiver at 40.
It's a deep.
Oh, yeah, it's a very deep receiver class.
Yeah, you get a great receiver at 40.
Your running back room right now is AK, Clyde, Kendre Miller, and Jordan Mims.
If only we would have signed Javonte Williams. What was his name?
Yeah, you had it right.
Javonte Williams, yeah. Yeah, you basically do have Javonte Williams. They need to add to that group.
What about, I was thinking about this yesterday.
No way you thinking about
a
mock draft? Are you sure?
What?
Are you positive?
Well, no, after all the free agent signings and everything, because I actually agree with Jake. All the moves they made on defense, you would think that they attacked offense in the draft, but what if Will Johnson falls to you at 9?
Oh,
you desperately need a corner.
I don't
as
know
much as you need a receiver, you need a corner.
Will's tape this year wasn't as good as his tape last year.
I don't know.
But it's also not as you're also not as deep at corner in the draft though as you are a receiver.
Oh no.
I mean, look, there was a world where Marshawn Lattimore fell to you, and so you had to take him.
Yeah,
Sure, if Will Johnson's there and it's Will versus Genty, I think Genty's still more exciting.
He is.
But I would be fine with either guy. That sounds great.
I mean, you look at corner, like to Jake's point, like he wasn't great this year, but you look at corner outside of Will Johnson, you're not that deep in this draft.
No, I mean, I like Barron from Texas. I like Morrison from Notre Dame.
Barron's
but
good.
after that,
like what's his
really
name?
drops
Hairston
off.
from Kentucky's ranked like the 4th corner right now, and he was hit or miss.
What do y'all think? This, I mean, there's no chance of this happening. But what if like Shadur was there?
I don't think they do it.
no, you've got
They
you've
wanna
got
win
so
now.
many issues on your roster. You've got all that money tied up to Derek Carr. You have 2 draft choices, a 4th and 5th rounder. You've already, kind of used an asset on. I know it's not a massive, but 4th and 5th rounders.
And he ain't going to be there, so it doesn't really matter.
I mean, he could, who knows? We never know how it's going to play out. I mean, we have seen drafts where Aaron Rodgers dropped, and remember Brady Quinn sitting there, and he's waiting, and none of us thought he would be there. I mean, we've seen it happen before, and it's not to say that Sanders isn't a good player, but just the moves that you've made kind of point to a different direction if you're the Saints. And again, guys,
Jackson Dart at 40.
The fact that you haven't taken one since Archie Manning, that's
Jackson
there.
Dart may work his way into the first round. You never know. Might be a
He's a third quarterback now.
Yeah.
He's played himself to that for sure.
Yeah, they're not taking a quarterback at 9. There won't be a quarterback, I think, that he'd be willing to take at 9. But whatever, that's fine. Because, again, I think Genty would be very exciting for the fan base.
Word is now that's kind of where the Raiders are leaning at 6 now that they got Geno. Because, I mean, that's their biggest need. They don't have anybody.
I would love – so if the Saints do go offense at number 9, I'm always going to champion for a running back. But Tedero McMillan, if he's there –
Oh, true. Actually, true. I'd be down for Tedero.
because if you compare him with Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, who they've gone through a lot of injuries, and so their health is a key point to kind of look at. But Tedero McMillan's different than those guys. Those guys are smaller receivers. They're burners.
Yeah.
Tedero McMillan is every bit of 6'5", 210.
Real big boy wide receiver 1 energy.
He has got Mike Evans vibes.
And super fun name to say. Super syllabic and satisfying when it rolls off the tongue. Tedoroa. Even just Tedoroa is a great name, a great all-time name. But then you add McMillan on the end. Oof.
I was talking with him at the Super Bowl, and he's like, "You can call me T-Mac." I was like, "Oh, no. I'm calling you by your full name because I'm like you." Tedoroa, it is.
Tedoroa. That's actually what the T in my name stands for.
Tedoroa Bob?
Yeah, Tedoroa Bob. It's an old Cajun thing. It's crazy.
A lot of people don't know that.
And a lot of people don't know that. I've always lied and said it had to do with petite. No, it's actually Tedoroa. That does.
But I think he would be the only receiver at 9. Not to say that Matthew Golden's not really, really good. Luther Burden, all that, but
I mean,
Matthew
Luther
Golden's,
Burden had a weird year last year.
He did, but he ran a 4.41 in Indy, and people were saying he was going to run a 4.55. So
And what did Golden run? 4.28?
oh yeah,
4.29? Yeah.
Matthew Golden at the end of the year was playing as the best receiver in the country, not named Jeremiah Smith.
I mean, I think he's
at the
wide
end of the
receiver
year.
2 in this
But
class.
Tedoroa
But he's
did
5'11", 195.
If he was 6'2",
But Tedoroa did it at a school. Now, granted, maybe in a conference it isn't the absolute best, but Tedoroa did it at a school where
Big 12 was competitive enough.
No, they were.
where, yeah.
I agree. But he did it where everybody knew going into a game against Arizona, you have to stop Tedoroa.
Yeah.
Most of those other guys have other very talented players that you had to account for. All you had to account for was Tedoroa McMillan, and he still put up those numbers.
And another thing that would point to a positive, he played in 2 different conferences. So in 2023 in the Pac-12, he had 90 catches. In 24 in the Big 12, he had 84. He had 1,400 yards in 23. He had 13-plus in 24. He had 15.6 in 23, 15.7 per catch in 24. So very consistent in different conferences against different teams and different players, different coaches. He still was the same guy.
Tedoroa but Tedoroa, I'm into that. Definitely into that. Shamar Stewart would be a bit disappointing. Maybe he ends up being Daniil Hunter, and that would be awesome, but the lack of production's a little scary there, despite the physical freakishness. Also, I just have, after the Zach Bond debacle, I have no belief that these Saints, now there's coaching changes, so maybe that's wrong on me. But like it's tough to think the Saints are going to maximize a potential guy at that position when we've seen so many fail here recently. Pretty jaded in that regard. All right. When we get back, let's talk about the hats that have been sweeping the internet. Keep it locked here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
You work hard every day to pursue a life you love. You put in the time, and it shows. You're forging ahead, chasing a dream, creating something better for the ones you love. You're building your own life. So why not build your own tractor? With John Deere tractors and attachments for almost any need, the Sunshine team can help you do just that. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by Sunshine at sunequip.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe in a dream. Believe. You gotta believe. Whole team on wild.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high efficiency.
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
happening, y'all? Welcome back, OTB. So the MLB recently made these new hats where, you know, most teams have like a singular letter logo and then the full script logo. Some graphic designer said, hey, let's just throw the letter logo over the script logo, and we don't have to think about it anymore. Like, we'll just do that, and whatever pops out, pops out. And there's been quite a few funny results. So, wait, don't start with this. Don't start with this. Switch
Was
it up.
pop out a pun?
No. What? Wait, what?
Because tetas pop out.
Oh, okay. No. That was not a pun.
All right.
You gotta love it when a tetas pops out there. I mean, what a good feeling.
God, this bonk this man.
I mean,
in the moment he just got caught. God,
give me chills.
Yeah,
not the motorboat sound.
You just made his.
No, that's the horse
Wednesday.
noise. I'm ready to run. I'm scratching at the ground. You know?
I didn't even say anything crazy.
Fire on the starting. I know, but I'm just thinking about because it does. Okay, anyway. There's been some very interesting ones that have created. Do you have the Angels one?
I got all
they're
four
all
in the
four
same
up
pick.
there.
Okay, but I want to end with the Rangers.
Okay.
Okay,
Well, let me pull up a different one.
Yeah. So the Angels, of course, you put an A where the G is, and all of a sudden you're the Anals. The Astros put an H where the T is, and so they become the Ashos. Is that the
fire alarm?
Is that a fire
going
alarm
off?
or a computer?
It's the
I
fire
think it's the
alarm.
fire
in the hole.
alarm.
They were testing it last week.
Hey.
too.
Okay, why would you
I told you
test
things
it?
were getting hot in here, dude.
Hey now.
You know, I mean, that's
it's already
popping off.
It was a small fire. It only beeped like twice.
Yeah, it was a
We're
little
good.
tiny
It's
fire.
fine. We're good.
Only
No
one tetra
worries.
popped out.
Wait, do y'all remember?
Hey,
Never mind.
Hey,
'cause we're
screw
gonna
the
run out
morning
of-
show. Let's run the fire alarm at
Right.
8:53.
Hey, can you give me a freaking picture of the hats? Thank God. Okay.
I had it. You said you wanted one at a time.
My
so-
bad.
I know,
Yeah, I
forget
know.
it. We
Whatever.
can't do
Forget
one
about
at a time.
Okay, here we go. So you have the Anals, the Ashos. I don't think that this A's hat isn't actually the bad one. There's an A's hat out there where they like stacked two A's logos on top of each other, and it unfortunately just ended up saying ass.
Oh.
Which, when you're the A's, is
pretty
representative of what you are.
How they've been lately.
But look at that Texas Rangers hat.
I love it.
X is firmly, absolutely eradicated and replaced with a massive T.
Yeah.
And it becomes the word tetas. And I'll go with our bilingual member of the show.
Yeah.
Alondra, what are tetas?
Can I say the word on?
You can say
here?
boobs.
Okay, yeah, it's Spanish for boobs, basically. It's
But
a vulgar way of saying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the word that you didn't want to say
Right.
is actually what
Yeah.
like tetas is more representative
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
It
And
sounds like it.
I love this because it is so Texican.
T-Bob does too.
And I just love it. Like, it's so Texican.
Oh, my
And I love
God.
it so much. Like, it's so representative of who we are.
It really is perfect. It's the perfect It's a perfect hat for the perfect market.
Yeah, it is.
The Mexican people are fun-loving people, love to
Yeah.
take the piss out of on everything.
Can't take anything serious.
And now they have a hat from a team that many support that just says boobs.
I really want to buy that hat.
Well, it's sold out, and now they've pulled it. So
If somebody has their hand,
Pulled it out?
like somebody has
Yes,
one, it's
of the
gonna
tetas.
be very like internet
Or
auction
Facebook Marketplace,
site, yeah,
about to
eBay.
yeah, because people will make knockoffs,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
but it
it's
won't be
not
the
going to be
same.
as cool as the original.
No.
And they're going to
Because
be
the
at the
original
flea
is a
market.
really dumb
Oh, yeah.
accident.
Yeah,
So
At the pulga,
it's gonna
as
be
we
the
call
like
it.
the fully new era, like
yeah.
intricate stitching. It's
Yep.
not gonna be the the Diamond Shamrock gas station version that you're gonna be able to get.
So shout out to all the tetas out there. Or I meant Texas fans. You'll get a pretty cool hat. Hour 3 of OTB next.
Off the bench.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
And injury lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Wednesday, March 12th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 77 in hour 3 of today's show. We'll make fun of the Dallas Cowboys for their free agent signing. It's a familiar name to Saints fans, and we'll all have a laugh about it, and I'll be sad. We'll also close out the show with Ask the Bench. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN. And watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz Baton Rouge studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert. Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
Yeah, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Now, here's Jacob Hester and T-Bob Hebert.
What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. Whoa. That just fell off a cliff, huh?
Does that every time. I
That
don't know
was
why you're surprised.
Abrupt. It does that at that point in the song every time?
Yeah.
Right after the record scratching starts?
Pretty much, yeah.
Whoa, that was intense.
I asked them. It's
Put a
Never
little
mind.
tail on that
Never
thing.
mind. I know.
Put a little junk in that trunk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I absolutely agree.
Give me something to. Here it comes, y'all.
Settle down.
Give me something to grab onto, you know.
Settle down,
saying, a little
sir.
bit to really chew on. A little grit and gristle gets stuck in my molars. Have to pick them out afterwards. Arr. What's up, y'all? It's hour number 3 of today's show.
I don't know. I tuned down. I don't even know what just happened. Right
Yeah,
there,
good,
so.
good. That's good. That's probably an HR violation. So it's best that you don't hear it.
I mean,
Somebody's typing.
why are we acting like
Daniel's typing in.
it's like on the daily?
Yeah.
No one cares, though.
That's true.
Including me.
It's
so.
true. Alondra does
Technically-
HR violations all the time.
Well, no, but technically
think
our
that's true.
contracts ran out on March the 1st, so can we really have a violation when we're not under contract?
That's fair.
I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. Oh, yeah. Max talking about that peanut butter skin.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have told T-Bob that.
Shout out Jason Whitlock.
Because I do whiskey
Speaking
and
of
wine. Do you really
tetas.
think I care about what he says?
Speaking of tetas, Whitlock.
He's got some big ones.
I hate when you make that noise. Ooh.
Makes me thirsty for some milk. Some calcium in my bones, baby. Okay, guys, let's get back on the rails here. The Cowboys. So actually, I want to talk. Okay, there's about 1 million NFL stories we could talk about here. One of them brought me down memory lane yesterday, and that is Daniel Jones competing with Anthony Richardson for a starting quarterback spot on an NFL team. Because y'all may be too young to remember this, but in the early 2000s, there was a morally reprehensible phenomenon where there were these DVDs called bum fights being sold. And this is where, again, I want to be painfully clear here. Morally reprehensible. I feel awful for people who are homeless, who are down in their luck. I think it's shocking how quickly that can happen to you. Like, I think it's, and you may say, oh, it's a drugs addiction. Okay, well, it's still addiction. It still sucks. It's still awful and almost impossible to get out of. And where do you start? It's overwhelming. Like, I have a lot of empathy for these people. Not everybody does. And back in the day, you had these videos where they would do awful things, like make them like fight over like crack rocks and money and blah, blah, blah. But the videos were titled bum fights. They grossed $6 million. They sold $6 million worth of VHSs and DVDs back in the day.
$6 million?
$6 million. Because we are a sick people.
I was going to say, are we going to act like we don't like to watch bum fights?
And we are, no, I do not. I watched it in college and I was visiting my sister in college and some of the bros put it on and God, it was awful. Really, truly awful. But we are a sick people. And it's like I talk about with politics, or like, oh, you're mad that Stephen A signed a 5-year, $100 million deal and that ESPN talks about the Cowboys and the Lakers every day. Well, guess what? They doing that because of data. They're not doing it because you're not watching. Now, some people have said, oh, we're kind of forced to watch. And that, whatever, that's a deeper conversation. But at the end of the day, you say, oh, we want more work. We want more bipartisan. We want people to treat people. But then when everybody does, we roast them for it. So you get the bed that you lie in. We're a morally broken people. Look at Taylor Teal over here. And so in that same way, having to watch and really being excited to watch Danny Dimes and Anthony Richardson compete over a starting NFL spot, that is the NFL equivalent of bum fights. And I wish I was a better person, but I'm really excited to watch the train wreck. I can't wait. I can't wait. I think the Colts are, and if you talk about the Colts, my God, Jake, you talked about it, how far the mighty have fallen at that position.
You go from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck to Phillip Rivers to Carson Wentz, and now Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones.
Just a slow degradation. And the worst part is you really had it with Luck. You had the successor. You had your Favre to Rodgers transition. Like you were the darling child. It just turns out that Andrew Luck's just a little too smart. He's just too smart and realized that the game, whatever it was worth, wasn't worth his life and his health. Tough son of a gun. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not saying like he went through it in the NFL. That dude got beat up for 8 years. But you thought you had it. And Rivers was great.
Yeah, we were looking it up during one of the breaks. His lone season there, he threw for 4,200 yards, completed 69% of his passes, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and led them to the playoffs. And if you remember, I believe they went to Buffalo, and they were maybe like a 10.5-point dog.
And they almost
it was a
close
game, yeah.
Is it worse that they had Phillip? Like, here's why. Like, you have Manning, you have Luck. You're like, okay, there was a few quarterbacks in between Luck and Rivers that were awful. You get Phillip Rivers, you go to the playoffs, he retires.
Yeah.
And you're back to square one.
Yeah.
You had a little bit of hope, and then it was just pulled out from under you.
Which I was surprised. I really thought that he would play until somebody's like, hey, Phillip, you can't do this anymore. But he was coming off a really good year, but he wanted to get into coaching.
And he's done great. And he's gotten to coach his kids. Is he coaching his kids yet? Are they old enough yet?
Yeah. Remember Gunner, his son is
he's going to be
he's
one
top
of the
5 quarterback in the country
That's
in
right.
27, yeah.
That's right. So I'm excited. I'm excited to watch. I don't know the fact that Daniel Jones gets a 1-year, $17 million deal just shows you how hard it is to play quarterback. Like, there's just not many human beings that can even do it at a subpar level. And so if you can, congratulations to you because you can get paid. How about, who a big secret winner is in free agency? Jimmy G. 1 year, $11 million to back up Stafford in L.A. Straight chilling.
$11 million.
And it's really good team building by the Rams because that's about as good of a backup as you can get.
Yeah.
But he probably, maybe he'll play a game or two if everything goes according to plan. What a good life for Jimmy G.
If you can be a backup quarterback in the NFL, now I could not do it. I am too competitive. I could not sit and watch others play. I had to be in the game. That's why I'm a meathead. But if you can be okay with sitting there collecting a check and not playing, what a life that can be.
What if you don't have a choice, right? Nobody offers you a starting job, but they want to give you 11.
It would drive me crazy.
They want to give you $11 million to back up. Hell yeah, dude. Okay, let's go. You want me to cut up the blitz cut up? I got you. Don't worry, bro. I'll be in here at 5. I'll be chopping up the film all you want.
Can you imagine though, just mentally, you were a Super Bowl quarterback that had an opportunity. You were minutes away from winning a Super Bowl, and now just a few years later, you're a journeyman backup. That's what you are.
Hey. And like you said, maybe that hurts the competitive pride, but it don't hurt the bank account.
I know.
And that go a long way towards soothing your soul. Now,
would you take $6 million to sit there and watch, or would you take $2 million to be the guy that's in there with the stories, with the camaraderie, with the experience of playing in the NFL? For 1 year.
It's tough to ask me at such a cynical time. That's a tough ask of me at such a cynical time. Maybe at a more principled, maybe at a more sincere time in my life, I would have answered, I want to play for the $2 million.
Yeah.
But it's really tough to say, to take that over making $6 million and not getting my body beat to hell. I mean, that's about as good of a gig as you can get.
Yeah, I see. I'm the complete opposite. And again, I'm not saying I'm right. In fact, I'm probably wrong. But my meathead self, I'm like, man, I love the experience that I got. I love the stories that I'm able to tell. I love the fact that, I had an opportunity to be out there on the field, but I was making league minimum every year but one.
But it's like, but speaking of stories, who's the best storyteller you ever had as a teammate?
Charlie Whitehurst.
There you go.
Yeah.
Backup quarterback. I mean, Charlie Clipboard, dude. Clipboard Jesus. Now let's do our own Stephen A. impression, and let's talk about the Cowboys because they did something deeply humorous yesterday, as if and my God,
especially off our conversation yesterday that we had.
That's what I'm saying. The first big swing too that I took on the Rome show was trying to say that Jerry had some sort of secret move up his sleeve. He's sitting here talking about we ain't gonna do much. You're gonna be selectively aggressive. It's like, oh, Jerry's got something big planned. I could not have been more wrong. And yet every time I think I could have been more wrong, he proves me wrong again. Like, I thought that the signing of Javonte Williams would be the funniest, least exciting free agent signing of the period. But what did the Dallas Cowboys do yesterday, Tay-Tay?
They signed former first-round pick, I might add.
That's the best. I love attaching the former first-round pick to a bust signing, because it gives the fans just a little bit of hope. It's like, he was drafted in the first round.
Former first-round pick. They signed our favorite player, Peyton Turner.
Peyton Turner, a guy who we literally just learned was a free agent yesterday, and talking to Nick Underhill, signs a 1-year deal. Is it 1 year?
Yeah, it's a 1-year deal.
1-year deal.
1 year.
1 year. Well, it is funny, right? You're 0 years old, and then you're 1 year old. Why is 0 plus? I don't know. But you signed Peyton Turner to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Tay-Tay, I mean, that's the move. Like, okay, sure, the Eagles re-signed Barkley, re-signed Bond, trade for an lineman, but like, and you got the commies, and they get Laramie Tunsil, they get Deebo Samuel, but y'all got Javonte Williams and Peyton Turner. Y'all are back.
I mean, this is all part of Jerry's plan to be selectively aggressive.
Hell yeah.
Is what he said in the offseason. See, last season he said they were all in. They only signed Eric Kendricks. That was the entire moves they made in free agency. This year, selectively aggressive. Check this out. Peyton Turner, 1-year deal. Javonte Williams, 1 year, $3 million deal. Robert Jones is probably going to be a starter on this
They got
offensive
Bobby
line.
Jones?
They got Bobby Jones. Look at that.
Damn.
1 year, $4.5 million. And then former first-round pick, another one, racking it up, Solomon Thomas at defensive tackle, 2 years, $8 million.
Hell yeah.
That's what the Cowboys have done in free agency. But they paid their long snapper yesterday, one of the highest long snapper contracts in the league, so that's good news.
That's what you got to teach your kids to do if you're
snaps
really
will be
being
clean on
honest with
punch.
yourself.
I actually don't mind paying a long snapper, because at the end of the day, it's still just a drop in the salary cap bucket.
Well, the good news is,
so
like,
if you got a guy, sure, pay him.
The
You're still
snaps
not
will
paying
be good on punts, and they're going to punt a lot, so that's actually really important.
It's a good call.
So, Peyton Turner, and you came into this segment saying a name that we all know. I did call him Patrick Turner yesterday, who was actually a better player than Peyton Turner. He at least got onto the field as a receiver. Peyton Turner's so well known, and he played so many snaps for the Saints that ESPN.com has the wrong picture under Peyton Turner's profile.
No.
Looking at that currently right now.
No. Who is it? Do you know who it is?
I think, was that Granderson?
It's definitely not him. It's not him. That's
definitely
not
not
Peyton
him.
Turner at all.
He's from Houston, went to Houston, so he's going back home, but that's about as positive of a news blurb that I can give you there. I mean, I got nothing.
Watch
if
Peyton
you're a
Turner
Cowboys
become
fan.
first-team All-Pro, right? Zach Bond 2.0. I would.
If at least Zach Bond was on the field, and you're like, I don't think they're using him right, but he at least was available.
I think if that were to happen, that would drive me crazy. Like, if he ends up having a Zach Bond turnaround, I'm just going to give up on watching NFL football at this point. Done.
Because then it's just in the cards. I was trying to see if I could find that stat that I sent. Oh, here it is. All right. So every team's last $10 million a year contract given to a free agent, and we talked about it yesterday. It was Greg Hardy for the Dallas Cowboys. But you look at every team in the NFL. All right. So every team has done it at least once since we hit 2020. And more than, I would say 75% T did it last year or this year, giving a player $10 million. The Cowboys, the last time, 2015.
Yeah.
You look at your division, the Giants did it this year. The Eagles did it last year. The Commanders did it this year. You look at the New Orleans Saints, they did it this year.
Yeah.
The Bush League Bolts, who don't pay anybody, they at least did it in 2022.
And I mean, well, I guess does Khalil Mack count as a free agent?
No, because you re-signed him.
Okay.
But even to your point, they gave him $18 million fully guaranteed this year. Cowboys, 2015. The closest, outside of that, is the Chargers at 2022. So you got a 7-year difference.
Now,
the most valuable franchise that the National Football League hasn't spent since 2015, when everybody else has spent at least since 2022.
If I wanted to go glass half full, which I don't really care to do with the Cowgirls, I would say that some of that is a sign that they've drafted well, because they had regular season success in the interim. But yeah, they have. I mean, that is up there with the Saints not drafting a first-round quarterback since Archie Manning.
Well, and a bigger problem, your division is getting better. The only reason the Dallas Cowboys are not at the bottom of the division is because the New York Giants have no semblance of a quarterback. If they hit on their quarterback this year, sorry, because now Jaden Daniels and Jalen Hurts, both of them are ahead of Dak Prescott, who's making way more than both of them, by the way.
Yeah, the
Giants get good, you're toast.
The Giants are funny, man, because Joe Shane can see the writing on the wall, and he's just out there throwing out money, doing whatever he can to try to get better. But again, they're missing the key piece in accomplishing that goal. So I don't think it's going to work out for the G-men as well. But if nothing else, they can't accuse their front office of being complacent. They're trying, at least. Shout out to our guy Mario Jerez, fellow lover of tetas.
Got a text last night from him when it happened.
When Peyton Turner
He
signed.
goes, I'll never forget the blocked field goal to beat the Falcons.
The biggest Peyton Turner stand we've ever had here in the OTB family for that blocked field goal against the Falcons. Unreal.
I'm looking at a YouTube video, Tape Don't Lie, why Peyton Turner could be a huge steal for the Dallas Cowboys. What tape did you find?
Let's go.
It's his career highlights. It's a 1.5 clip.
Let's go. Hey, a minute and a half. I'd say that's pretty good.
It's like 4 plays.
There's no way that there's a highlight tape. You have to be on the field. I got to watch. I'm going to watch this. I got this guy. He's got 77,000 subscribers, too.
Cowboys, baby.
Okay,
Cowboys, baby.
So the first play, you want to grab attention, right?
Yeah.
The first play, he's playing the 5 technique, right? And he engages with a tight end, kind of gets off the block, and then puts a hand on the running back's thigh, and the running back keeps going.
Hell yeah! It's like my highlight tape I put together out of college to send NFL teams, where it's like, look at this play where I just blocked Marcel Darius. Just a not a dominant block, just a regular pass block. Look at this. He tried to spin, and I reset my hands. How about that, guys? You want to take a UDFA shot on me? That's Peyton Turner's highlight tape.
I got to let you see this. Okay, this is Peyton Turner right here, and we'll see if we can pull it up. But
Hell yeah.
If this is
dominant trench play right here.
This is the first play on your highlight tape, and you're trying to sell me. Okay.
Oh, look at the power.
Running back.
He did come out of his hips, but he did not affect the play at all. At all. Like, he came out of his hips, kind of pushed the guy back, but did not make the play at all.
And again, he's going against a tight end, too. It's not like that's a tackle.
I like Peyton Turner, though, because he's a nerd. Anime nerd, Star Wars nerd. Yeah.
That did not work out well for the Saints. All the anime guys that they signed didn't work out well.
Yeah, Jamal Charles. What is Jamal Charles doing now?
Williams?
Yeah, what's his name? I always call him Jamal Charles.
I wish it was Jamal Charles.
Now, what is Jamal Charles doing now? I hope he's doing great. He was awesome.
Oh, Jamal's awesome. Great human, too.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Great dude.
Have fun with that, Tay-Tay.
I think he's doing stuff for Texas.
What is this? Is this a Peyton Turner highlight?
Yeah, there's one.
Let's go. Look at him.
Sack.
Look, Taylor's getting excited, dude. Look at him. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
hey.
It was one of 2 sacks last year.
Bam. Hey, forced fumble. You know, he's effective. He's maximizing his opportunity when he gets
against
there.
The Falcons. There's been 3 plays from the same game. Oh, here we go.
There you go. There's the Panthers. They're good.
Look at the power. Look at the power. He
batted
down the ball, dude.
The only reason he got the tip is because he couldn't get back.
That's a PBU. Look at him. Long arms. PBUs all over the place.
This is the one play that everybody showed last year. Everybody showed that play when they were like, hell no, Peyton Turner.
All he did was have inside contain when somebody forced him back at the very least amount of thing you do. Chasing down Sam. Is that Sam?
That's
no,
Kirk
chasing
Cousins.
down Kirk Cousins in the open field. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Don't worry. Look, honestly, I've been saying this a lot, but defending Kirk Cousins, defending Jaden Daniels, very similar. Very similar in things that you have to account for. Oh, man. Look at that. Tay. I mean, I don't know, guys. This highlight tape's making me realize how many good Peyton Turner moments there were. Wrong arming right there. Getting to the inside.
What he got paid to do.
Hell yeah, baby. All right, when we get back, Tay-Tay's NFL story of the day, and probably just a lot more NFL talk because, like, that's what's popping off right now. Keep it locked. Off the bench, youtube.com/1045 ESPN.
Off the bench.
Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Pearl Jam, and the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you. At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou
Welcome in to the best morning sports-ish show around. Off the Bench with Hester and T-Bob.
My neighbor, whom I love dearly, Alondra, texted me, by far the best music y'all have ever played.
Oh, dang.
Went to multiple CCR concerts in college.
Love Cross Canadian Ragweed. But they broke up a long time ago.
So that's not Creedence Clearwater Revival.
It's Cross Canadian Ragweed.
There's 2 CCRs.
Yeah. But, like,
wow.
It's usually just ragweed.
Okay.
Like, people just say ragweed. But they broke up a while back. They're doing a comeback, and they're playing at Boone Pickens.
Comeback Canadian Ragweed.
Yeah, but Cody Canada played at the long... This isn't Cross Canadian that I'm playing right now, but Cody Canada, the lead singer for them, played at the Long Branch.
His name is Cody Canada?
Yeah. And so he played at the Long Branch, which is my grandparents' bar, so I got to meet him.
Oh, hell yeah.
But, like, he kind of ruined ragweed for me because he was such a... I don't know. And we were asking him to play ragweed songs, and he refused.
Have you ever thought about opening up a bar next door named Short Stick?
No, but that's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Maybe a food truck?
They have a food truck.
And there you go. Is it named Short Stick?
No, it's called Long Branch Cocina.
Leaving money on the table.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I want a food truck now. Like food from a
I
food
want
truck.
Tex-Mex.
That's what I'm saying, like from a food truck.
Yeah, I want some good
We should
Tex-Mex
go try
right now.
Luna.
What's that?
Oh, I
The
do
new
want to try
one by
Luna.
Perkins.
Oh, really?
The one
Where is it
past
at?
the overpass. Like right past the overpass.
Right by, like,
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've
It
not
used
been
to
yet.
be, y'all
Does it
keep
get
calling
the
it Bull Steer or something like that.
Does it get the Texican seal of approval though?
I haven't tried it
That was
yet.
like
okay.
in 30 days.
No, that's where she had reservations before she went to the
Post Malone.
the Post Malone concert. Remember,
Yeah.
she had to cancel the dinner reservation.
To go to for my birthday.
Oh yeah, well that's good. I mean that was worth.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it
worth
was totally worth it.
But I'm saying I can't. I'm not going to try it before you do and give it the
Well, no,
give it
let's
the
all go
seal of
try
approval.
it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be true. That'd be a fun. That'd be a fun OTB night.
Yeah.
Line it up on like a Thursday.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Wednesday.
After the show.
What? No, we can do Wednesday night. Thursday's like long baseball night.
Yeah, we do it Wednesday.
I could probably do Wednesday.
Yeah.
A little hump day. You know,
A little hump day
juice
later,
into
little
the
hump day
end of the
Tex-Mex.
week.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Jay Sessions giving me a little bit of insight of why Cody was refusing to play ragweed songs. He didn't have the copyright to it for a while. So I shouldn't say we begged him enough to play one then.
Yeah, that's got to be brutal. To be an artist, you create all this stuff, but then just due to some contract shenanigans, you don't actually own any of it. Even though you're like, I created this.
Yeah.
I wrote this. What?
This is mine.
I mean, right? Like that's what Tay-Tay had to do with Scooter Braun, right? She just literally was like, okay, screw you. You
Oh,
own
yeah.
it all.
That's
Well,
why she
I'm
did
just going to
Taylor's versions.
remaster everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just re-record everything, and now F you, that's what my fans are going to play.
Yeah. But yeah, I love Texas country red dirt. So shout out to your neighbor. What's his name?
Blake.
Shout out to Blake.
Slay Blake.
Slay Blake.
Hey, well.
Hey, it's time for a Tay-Tay NFL story of the day.
It's time for Tay-Tay's NFL Story of the Day. Your daily dose of NFL news from Taylor Sharp.
All right, so Brock Purdy's set to get a huge deal. A lot of people think it's going to be north of $50 million. I'm just trying to come to the conclusion whether or not he's actually worth all this money. Have y'all seen what the 49ers have lost?
So
The 49ers offered him $45 million, I believe, too, and
Yes.
he's looking for at least $50.
Yes.
So this is it's a good story of the day here, Taylor, because this is maybe the most fascinating story in the NFL right now. You have a Niners team that has lost 11 starters or key contributors in free agency. All of the names that have dominated this Kyle Shanahan era of the Niners are now essentially gone.
So here's who they lost. Deebo Samuel, Dre Greenlaw, Travarius Ward, who signed with the Colts yesterday, Jalen Moore, the offensive tackle, Hufanga, he's now with the Broncos at safety, Aaron Banks, Elijah Mitchell, Joshua Dobbs, your backup QB, Javon Hargrave, Leonard Floyd, Kyle Juszczyk, Malik Collins. The 49ers have signed DeMarcus Robinson.
They signed a tight end as well.
Yeah, but I'm talking like a guy who's
like name you would know.
But it's going to be like
Luke Farrell, I believe, is a tight end they signed from
Farrell.
Jacksonville, which they're going 12 personnel, getting away from 21, which you lose all grit. But
and they re-signed Jordan Mason at running back to a 1-year deal.
So I don't think
that's what they've done in free agency.
I don't think I need to spell this out, but I will. The reason why this is also fascinating with Purdy in particular then is because the whole idea of Purdy has always been, okay, yes, Brock Purdy's very good, but he's also in one of the best situations, if not the best situation in the NFL. And now, all of a sudden, when it is time to pay him, you have stripped away all the pieces that made it the best situation in the NFL. So this is really going to put to the test, how much do they trust Brock Purdy? And here's where I feel bad for Purdy, because I think he'll get worse, because how could he not?
Yeah.
The entire team is getting worse. But that's not a Brock Purdy thing. Any quarterback who would have been there the last 3 years and would be there this year would get worse. But because of the conversation surrounding up to this point, it's just going to become going to become a crap on Brock Purdy session.
Like if he got drafted 4th round and not 7th, like people wouldn't care quite as much. But to your point, like he already has holes poked in every aspect of his game.
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody's going to say, "Oh, well, look at his numbers last year. He wasn't that great." He wasn't. He had one really bad game where he threw 5 interceptions. It was basically half of his interceptions in one really bad game.
Yeah.
But he didn't have any weapons last year. How's it going to get better? I mean, he's got Brandon Ayuk, who can't stay healthy, and who knows if he's going to be on that team long term.
I thought Ayuk was gone, yeah.
You have Ricky Pearsall, who showed flashes as a rookie last year, and George Kittle. And who knows Christian McCaffrey's health. That's what you got.
Yeah, what is the deal with Christian McCaffrey's health? I didn't even consider that.
He's never healthy.
Yeah, I know. But, I mean, he was for a minute there. But I guess
last year,
but what I mean is last year it became very concerning when all of a sudden he's
he had the Achilles, and then there might be something with his other one. Yeah,
flying to Europe looking for experimental treatments basically and stuff. Am I making that up?
No, that's right.
Are the Niners cooked?
Their Super Bowl windows probably
as soon as they released Juszczyk, they were cooked.
Yeah, that's true.
I would like to say Patrick Ricard from the Ravens, who we were talking about yesterday. Mm-hmm. He is that one guy that's still standing tall, keeping the fullback position alive, re-signed with the Ravens.
Okay.
So
you guys got one?
Left. There's some hope.
You guys got one? Matlock plays a lot of fullback.
Yeah, he's also a defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, no.
He plays both sides of the ball.
That's.
Do the Chargers have their own Travis Hunter? Some are saying.
Taylor, you might as well be asking Jake to celebrate a scab who's crossing the picket lines.
Yeah.
It's just a defensive lineman stealing a fullback's job.
Yeah, I'll get more mad about tight ends and defensive linemen playing fullback than there not being a fullback.
Exactly. So, bad on you, Taylor. Yeah. Bad for him.
It's okay. We'll get there.
But you got Najee Harris.
I mean, he plays fullback, guys. I'm sorry.
Najee Harris.
This is funny.
So, Jim Harbaugh is the head coach of the Chargers, right? He has a career-long rush of 41 yards.
I saw this yesterday.
Najee Harris, his career-long, 37 yards. So the head coach who played quarterback has a longer rush than who's going to be your starting running back.
That seems like the more surprising thing is Najee's 37, not Harbaugh's 41.
Yeah.
I mean, 37 yards for a running back. Like, you know what I mean?
As many carries as he was a workhorse.
That's what I'm saying. He's played a lot of football. He's got a lot of carries. It's crazy. He's never busted one longer than that.
Each of the last 4 years, and his longest carry is 37 yards.
I mean, still, you got to be pretty excited about that, Jake, huh? I feel like Chargers getting better right now.
It will. Honestly, though, it's in the style of what Greg Roman and Harbaugh want to do and who they want to be. I can't be a hypocrite. I always said the good Lord made me in 20-yard intervals. Maybe Najee Harris is just the same way.
How about Bosa ends up signing with the Bills?
That's big for the Bills.
Yeah, they released one old edge rusher to sign another, Von Miller, to get Joey Bosa.
Oh, they got rid of Miller.
Yeah. Oh, he had
Where's
a
he
huge
going?
cap number. He's free.
Saints. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I had another defensive lineman, sure. One more before you do anything else.
Why not?
All right. When we get back, more OTB. Keep it locked.
Off the bench.
Go to All-Star Toyota of Baton Rouge, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. That's the website. All-Star Toyota is the place. It's located off of Airline at Goodwood. It's very conveniently located. You can get to it quite easily from no matter where you're at in the listening area. And when you go there, what you're going to get is exceptional service, exceptional selection. And I want to talk to you about the body shop and the service center, okay? You get in an accident, you need a little service, you need a repair, whatever. All makes and models are welcome. Free professional estimates, excellent lines of communication, rental cars right there on site at great deals. And the best part is you mentioned OTB, T-Bob, Jake, anything when you go in, Taylor, Teal, don't say that. They probably won't know what you're talking about. But you mentioned any things that they will know, and you get $250 towards your deductible. Go to allstartoyotabatonrouge.com today.
Go to the website and see what they can do for you. And we always tell you, like, whatever your needs are, they're going to be met over at All-Star, because midsize SUVs, they've got multiple full-size SUV vans, multiple trucks, multiple sedans, hybrids, you name it, they've got it. All-Star Toyota of BatonRouge.com.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Atmos Energy, our Smart Choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances.
Late one morning, I just packed my things.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
I told the cops and the bankers goodbye. They said, don't let us catch you. You owe us your life. Well, the plane was headed east, and so I was.
Jake doesn't like Texas country.
I guess I don't. I never really listened to it.
Is this considered like red dirt country? What do y'all call it?
Red dirt, Texas, yeah. Because red dirt can be like Oklahoma too. Like Sony LaRue's
Texas and
Oklahoma,
same
Jason
thing.
Boland, yeah. It's
What?
not, but like the red dirt.
How's it not the same thing?
It's not the same
Texas
thing at all.
is completely different than Oklahoma.
We don't even have tornadoes
I don't think
in
that's
Texas.
true at all.
Well,
Think
I'm
about
not
it.
really taking
Why does
that
Oklahoma
opinion
get all their
seriously.
players from Texas?
Have you ever been to Oklahoma?
No.
Okay.
I've never been to Texas either.
Nobody lives there. That's why they get
You've
Same
been
thing.
to Texas.
I've been to Texas with you.
Not really, though. SEC Media Days don't count.
How?
Well, we're going next year for the Round Rock
We just sit
Classic.
there in a hotel all day and talk into microphones in different rooms. Same thing we do everywhere else.
That's kind of sad. I don't love that. I don't know how much anybody's watching like NCAA basketball, certainly like right now.
Hell yeah.
Y'all know I love my mid-majors, and this is like the time. And by the way, Gonzaga won the West Coast Conference last night.
Congratulations.
They beat St. Mary's. St. Mary's had actually beaten them both times in the regular season. Gonzaga was 14-4 in West Coast Conference play. That was the most losses Mark Few had ever had in conference play in a season. So Gonzaga's not their typical self, but they did bounce back and win the West Coast Conference last night. They'll be in the tournament. They'll be a 7, 8, maybe even probably not a 9 now that they won. But you know,
what do you think about their chances of making a Final Four?
They're not there, but
so a few chances, not many.
Exactly. Yeah. If they do make the Sweet 16, it'll be the 10th straight year.
Damn,
they made it 9 straight.
That's the goal. If you're Gonzaga
for sure.
Bulldog
This year, yeah, without question.
Keep that streak
so I do love this time of year. Y'all know that. If you're looking for some value when it comes to future national championship odds, again, this is not to say that it would be my pick. I mean, Duke's plus 325. That's even pretty good value.
Oh, wow.
But listen to these teams that are plus 6,000.
Okay.
Are greater. So plus 6,000 are greater to win a national
Leicester
championship.
City odds here.
You've got Purdue, who's plus 7,500. They're 20th in the country. All right. You've got Missouri, who's plus 6,500. They're 21st in the country. You've got UConn, who's plus 6,000. Well, UConn's not ranked right now in the top 25, but they've won the last 2 national championships.
I'm about to say real hard not to want to. As somebody who knows nothing, very hard not to want to jump on the UConn because why not?
Right. And so I put it out there to a poll yesterday.
$20 on UConn right
and
now.
they did win with 44%. But how about this? Plus 6,000 to win a national championship. The Clemson Tigers, who are the number 10 team in the country.
Everything's coming up Clemson. Dude.
They have beaten the number 1 team in the country, the Duke Blue Devils, a couple of weeks ago, 77-71. So top 10 in the country. They've beaten the number 1 team in the country. They also have a win against Kentucky. I know they lost to South Carolina. That's alarming. That's a rival. I'm going to let that one slide. But top 10 team in the country who's already beaten, who I think is the best team in the country, and you're giving me plus 6,000? It's worth 20 bucks.
You've convinced me. I'm on my app. I need to figure out. Is that under futures? Yeah, champion. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm going to do UConn. I'm getting a plus 5,500. Let's try it. Let's see if this works. That's how you lose money right here. Let's go. And then Clemson plus 6,000. I'm in.
There you go.
I'm in.
I might hit.
Okay, that's actually crazy. A $20 bet pays out $1,200.
Yeah.
How could I not do it? You know?
Right.
It's definitely not just lighting $20 on fire.
Well, look, I mean,
no, but I get it.
If
Like,
you're
yes,
trying
if
to
you're
find
looking for the
value,
juice, you're looking for the value.
You're potentially
Absolutely.
Again, I mean,
absolutely.
Look, I mean, Clemson's top 10 team in the country, and they've already proven that they can beat the best of the best. And so, I don't know. It was surprising to see the odds.
And because Clemson's hot right now. Look at little old Dabo. What were you saying?
Yeah, but LSU's going to beat them in this season.
Dabo didn't remember the guy's name.
Hi. What are you, 4-star, 5-star? What's your name?
Bro, I
check
could
this
see
out. You
him.
ever seen a Bedazzle football?
I could see
Major
Dabo.
righteous gemstones energy.
Oh, hey.
Out of Dabo.
Hey, let's bring your buddy in here too. So hopefully one of y'all says y'all's names.
I could totally see Dabo like pitching the basketball program to the football recruits and be like, "Hey, Clemson, we're an everything school."
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, I could see it.
And it sucks because I actually think you're going to lose to Clemson to start next year.
No, we're going to win.
I hope so.
We are.
I
think,
believe that we will win.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now we're losing for sure.
Freaking exactly.
Yeah.
That's how sad LSU's become in opening day in opening season games. Is that basically we're the U.S. men's national team?
Is the U.S. men's national team the only thing that does it? We did that like in high school.
No, that started with USMNT.
Oh, okay.
If y'all did in high school, right? I mean, I'm not crazy.
I don't know.
It definitely started like soccer somewhere.
Yes, USMNT.
That's the first place I saw it.
Was it the 2014 World Cup, maybe?
Were y'all a good team in high school?
It depends on what high school you're talking about. My second high school, yes.
The one that did the cheer.
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
I mean, we weren't bad, but we weren't as good as my second high school that I went to.
Sounds like y'all were trash. So I would call Trash Rangers to take care of y'all. Go to trashrangers.com. And if I live in Livingston or Ascension, I would understand that I could make the switch. I could choose who handles my residential trash service. And I would choose the local guys who give a damn, who are members of the community. You get a better level of service. If I was a business owner anywhere in the listening area, I would know I also get a choice. And that Trash Rangers, being a business, understands the flexible needs of a business. And therefore, it can give me those front-load dumpsters emptied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 6 days a week. It got giant roll-off dumpsters for any size project that I could possibly need. Again, guys, up to 50% off. You sign up for that residential pickup. So is $13.95 a month right now. Go to trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
Do you want to know what the highest ranking ever for the United States men's national team has been in the FIFA rankings?
8th.
Anybody want to take a guess? Okay.
Third.
4th.
Oh, wow.
2006.
Okay, so this was
kind of the golden age.
This was one World Cup after the quarterfinal appearance.
So you're talking Donovan in his prime,
Clint
Dempsey, Tim Howard, young Michael Bradley.
Oh, there is nobody I loved more than a young Michael Bradley. And there's nothing I loved more than the FIFA announcer saying Charandello on the video game. Good memories. Nostalgic memories.
You want to know what they are right now?
Yeah.
16th.
Oof.
In the world. In the world. Whoa.
Oh, in the world.
Okay.
Oof is correct.
How many? Out of how many?
I mean, we're talking like hundreds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How many countries are that?
Hundreds people. They're ahead of Mexico. Danny, if you're listening.
Yes, speaking of tetas.
19th for Mexico. Ahead of Switzerland, Denmark, Austria, Korea.
That's
Sweden.
not impressive.
Yeah, it is.
Did you say
That
Germany?
is 16 out of 100?
Sweden,
Yes.
Turkey, Wales, Canada.
Again,
Serbia.
I didn't know Wales could play
countries
soccer.
that we are all far larger and more successcul than.
Chill.
In other
Germany's
stuff.
10th. And so for them, that's
that is low for Germany.
That's not great. Morocco's 14th now. Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
They have like 10 people.
They all
all
on
play
the
soccer.
soccer
That's
team.
possible. Aren't they like a tiny kingdom?
You got a lot of money though.
I love this. I'm going to keep this going. Argentina, France, Spain, England, Brazil, Portugal, Netherlands, Belgium, Italy, Germany, top 10.
I mean, that's a traditional top 10 though,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's the norm.
For the second day in a row, we'll mention this. Avo says, I just thought of Wondolowski missing the goal and got angry. I know. All right, let's go to break. When we get back, ask the bench.
Off the bench.
Go to Boudreaux's Electrical, guys. If you want a generator, storm season is almost upon us. And if you want to be prepared, you should work with Boudreaux's, where everybody is a VIP. This is a family-owned business and has been for more than 40 years. And look, I understand that generators are a big investment, but working with Boudreaux's financing options, you know, as low as like $159 a month. And you also get that incredible Boudreaux's services where they stay on top of you or top of your system 24/7 to make sure it's ready to go when you need it. So again, you want a Generac home generator, go with one of the premier dealer in Louisiana. That's Boudreaux's Electrical, boudreauxelectrical.com.
Yeah, you can go to the website also in the search engine there. Just type Boudreaux's Electrical. And when we started doing this, there was, I think, like 44, 45 Google reviews, and they were all 5-star. Now all the way up to 81, all
Let's
5
go!
stars. You're going to be happy with their service as well. boudreauxelectrical.com.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac. Our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Crime has serious consequences, but anyone can make a mistake. If you find yourself in trouble with the law, know that you have rights, and it's okay to demand them. The law offices of O.C. Brown are here to protect you and your rights. Felony or misdemeanor, DUI or drug charge. No matter what crime you're accused of, you still have rights. Let the law offices of O.C. Brown uphold them. Call 225-343-1111. Your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce.
Back to sports talk. Maybe. Off the bench.
Too damn skinny, way too long. Well, I ain't a holy roller, so I just use a bone. Them boys from Oklahoma roll their joints all wrong.
Welcome back to OTB. Want to remind you about our good friends at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Go to GoTommys.com, G-E-A-U-X, Tommys.com. Remember also, if you got a beard, guys, check out GoBearded.com. Live your bearded life to its fullest potential with the excellent products from Go Bearded. Tommy Kissinger starting this a few years ago out of his passion for beards. Also has 30 years in the windows game. So you need hardy plank or vinyl siding, wood or vinyl windows. You need any type of door you want. Tommy's. Time for a little Ask the Bench. What was the first game in Death Valley you walked out on the field and said to yourself, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm here. It would have been 07, the Virginia Tech game, my first game in Tiger Stadium, which was insane at night. And it was definitely an, oh my God, I'm here moment.
Not my first one, Oregon State, just because the rain was so bad. The stadium wasn't like it normally was. I think my second game was, Mississippi State, so not that one either. I would definitely say that it was Alabama. So like, it was in November. Like, I walk out, full Tiger Stadium. I'm like, this is exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Quick question for you, Jake. Fonz wants to know, better feeling running through right on Florida or the scoop and score on a punt in the NFL?
Oh, running through somebody, taking their wheel from them, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
For sure.
All right, guys. Great show today. Thank you so much for everybody who hung out with us today. And you know what? Let's do it again tomorrow. Catch up with Coach Tarina. Hope to catch up with Coach Johnson as well. Dive into a LSU Mizzou preview. Catch Taylor on Hunt's show today. He's doing a great job. We'll see you tomorrow. Later, guys.
Off the bench.
K-to-Z. K-T-O-Z blinds.com. K-to-Z's interior and outdoor living. If you want to take your home to the next level, Brandon Barton and the team at K-to-Z is ready to go for you whenever you need them. You have Brandon out to your home, and within 15 minutes, he's going to lay out exactly how light interacts with your home every single portion of the day, what your options are aesthetically, functionally, interior, and outdoor. And you can make that home, be it a starter home of your dreams, you can make it better, more enjoyable. Cut down on cooling costs, say grilling and chilling while you're outside of that drop-down exterior shade. Go to ktozblinds.com.
Yeah, when you go to the website, you can check out interior, you can check out the outdoor living spaces, but just trust me when I say they're going to know exactly what to do in your home. They're going to know your home better than you do. ktozblinds.com.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know.